more great advice on the Bell and Pollock Injury Show, Saturdays at 10 on KOA.
Hi, I'm Gary Bell of the law firm of Bell and Pollock. We are injury attorneys, and this is your legal minute. You're sitting on a stoplight, and boom, you're hit from behind, you're rear-ended. The driver gets out, and they say, I'm sorry. Gee, I'm sorry, I don't have any insurance. Or worse yet, they give you an insurance card, and you call, and it's expired. And there's no insurance, but you have lost wages, you have injuries, you have medical bills piling up. What are you going to do? What can you do? And I'll tell you what, we've preached many times, we've done many shows on what you can do before an accident happens. You can buy your own UIM coverage with your own car insurance policy, the highest limits that you can afford. Because when you do this and the other driver has no insurance or not enough insurance, you're still protected. If you have any questions, call us. Bell and Pollock will help you.
Get more information or help from Bell and Pollock at championsofthepeople.com.
Got hail damage? Call Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Tuesday for a new Christian coffee shop in Denver goes out of their way to help the homeless, but they're under fire from the left because the owners believe the homosexual lifestyle is contrary to God's word. Are the owners being unfairly persecuted? Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino, here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, to make your life a little easier. In this hour, brought to you by waterpros.net for the best water systems at the lowest prices. And I mean the best quality and the best efficiency as far as getting the chemicals out and the rotten stuff out of your water. Clean water is just necessary. You can't depend on your water system. That's paulthewaterman.com, 303-862-5554. All right, welcome. Let's talk. What's going on in your mind today? We have Dan McKenzie with us. We're going to talk about some estate planning issues here and there. It's really important nowadays, by the way. We're going to talk about a solar issue with Jeff. Jeff, what's going on with your solar system? Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome, everyone, to the show. Let's try to make your life a little easier. And, of course, my peeps back at the mothership chime in as necessary. Mark, you're not at the mothership. You're at the satellite. Mark,
I am remote.
You're remote. Okay. And by the way, we are here every day, Monday through Friday, but you don't have to call and wait. You can leave your message at 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, and then we will happily get you on the air. So, Jeff, what's going on with solar? What's happening? I mean, solar, Jeff, is a weird animal, and I'll tell you why. Most companies are just in it to sell it and get out of it. They don't really give you service. They don't give you much of anything. They really don't. I mean, the solar industry sucks. You know, it's not like HVAC. You know, HVAC people repair furnaces all the time, fix furnaces. Doesn't matter if they put them in. They do new installations. They're just full-service companies, right? So are plumbers and electricians. They don't ask who put in that panel before they work on it or who put in that light fixture before they work on it. But with solar companies, except for the one that we endorse, they suck. And listen, it's no secret that they come and go like the wind. So what's going on with you, Jeff?
Hey, Tom, it's good to talk to you. Well, I've been fighting with this solar company now for over a year.
Okay, you got when you say solar company, I'm going to ask you a few questions first before you tell your story. You have a sales company in most cases and an installation company. So who is the sales company?
Well, this is all done through the same company. His salesman comes out and does a bid for the project.
What's the company name? What's the company?
The company's name Sopris Solar.
Sopris.
They're out of, yeah.
Spell it.
And they're in the Denver metro area.
Spell that for me.
And Sopris. Oh God, I have it all wrote down in that email for you.
Okay.
I'm driving along. So.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Sopris Solar, and are you positive they do both the sales and the installation?
Right. The gentleman that bid my job, he worked for Sopris, bidding the jobs, and then Sopris does the installation.
Okay,
And,
so what's the problem?
He's no longer with them now. My problem is, of course, it started off around this time of year, and everything was COVID related. Of course, the shipment coming in, nothing was happening, so things got pushed back for that reason, which was understandable. But then it just keeps snowballing. They keep promising me they're going to come out and do this and that.
Tell me a few things. I found Sopris. They're out of Arvada. And
that's correct.
Let's talk about when you hired them. When did you sign the contract with Sopra?
I think it's in that email. It's I think March 20th or something like that. We signed the contract.
March of this year?
Last year.
In March, okay. I just want some generalities. I know you said you sent an email. And Kachina, can you find his email for me?
I'm sending it to you right now.
Thank you, dear. Now, you contracted Sopra Solar March 2022. Did you pay anything?
After they did the planning, which was done in April, and when that was finished up, then you paid the percentage of it.
Is that all you paid so far, is the down payment?
So far, so far that's all I paid. And
how much money down? How much?
I think that was around, I want to say around 18.
Okay, and is the system operational? At what point was the roadblock?
The roadblock, it's been blocked every time you turn around.
Okay, here's what I'm asking. Here's what I'm asking, sir. Look, listen, Jeff, I'm going to make this easy. I don't want to read through your email while I'm live on the air. Let's just some very basics. Is the system installed? I'm not asking if it's working. Is it installed?
I finally got them to install the panels on the roof and run the wiring, but nothing's hooked up.
Okay, and why is that? Are they giving COVID or supply chain as an excuse?
Well, during the installation process, they thought they could tap into this is built on my shop, on the shop roof. They thought they could tap into the electric power coming out of the shop that goes over to the house, and then from the house it goes to the pole. I questioned that from the get-go on if they needed to dig a trench. Well, this is the hang-up now, supposedly, is they've sent out 4 electricians. All electricians have told them, no, you need to trench to the pole because the service needs to be within so much feet of the meter. I have no idea about this stuff, but he kept sending out electricians till he got the answer he wants, which is, yeah, we'll go ahead and put it in the shop where they don't have to do any trenching. And like I said to him on that, I said, that's fine. If everything comes to code and everything works perfect, I really don't care, but it has to be done correctly.
So where does it stand right now? Tell me today where it stands. What prompted the call?
What prompted the call finally is I've been contacting, because I wanted to go with SunPower panels, okay? And they have one of your top-of-the-line panels, supposedly. So I wanted to go with them. And I even checked on the companies that's on your list. I checked to make sure Sopris didn't have bad marks with you. And I contacted some of your companies, but I wanted SunPower panels. So I've contacted SunPower to get a different contractor to finish up this job. And SunPower isn't working with me much either. I'll make a call to them. They'll call him. He'll give me a call and promise me this or that. And they never show up. They said a month ago they'd be out that week.
All right, hold on. No, listen, Jeff, I can hear your frustration. Here's the bottom line. Right now, is all equipment installed? All equipment?
No.
Okay. So you have a partial system, not hooked up, not wired. You can't get any help. Bottom line, hang on. I'm Tom Martino. I want to get my expert on as well from ProBid Energy. Man, you should have really gone with ProBid. Am I saying ProBid is perfect? No, I'm not. I'm saying that so far they are. And I mean that sincerely. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they do a great job. They look at systems, they analyze them for us, they repair, they maintain, plus they do new installations. I'm Tom Martino. We're also going to talk about Angelina and her husband's estate, and we just happen to have Dan McKenzie here for McKenzie Law. So let's take Angelina and start that call. And Dan McKenzie is a McKenzie Law Firm. When he's not here, he's at 833-CO Plans. Dan, a quick question, bro. During COVID and after COVID, did people get hip to estate planning? Did you get an increase in business because of the scare of not knowing where life's going to bring you? I would sense that you would get more. No? Yes? What do you think?
I
no
didn't
change?
really notice that. No, I didn't. I thought it'd be, we were worried about the fact that we have to have so many meetings in person because of the notaries and witnesses.
But people
and all that.
did not say, hey, after COVID, I realize what can happen at any time. Let me get something done. None of that, right? You didn't get a COVID bump.
I didn't feel that, no.
Okay. What's going on, Angelina?
Well, I am trying to advocate for other widows out there.
When did your husband die?
He died November 15th, 2021.
And tell me, what happened as far as your situation, and why do you feel you need to advocate?
During the lawsuit, the estate...
What lawsuit, dear? You didn't mention a lawsuit. So what lawsuit are we talking about?
So 5 months after my husband died, his estate sued me.
Wait,
and,
his estate? Dan, have you ever heard of estates suing? Now, hold on.
Ludicrous.
Wait, hold on. Were you married to him at the time he died?
Yes, 17 years, 5 children.
And who in the estate, who is the personal representative of the estate?
The personal representative was me, but unfortunately, my first attorney told me I needed to sign it over to the executor of the will.
Well, wait a minute. Well, the personal representative was you. It wasn't you if it wasn't me. Dan, who names the personal representative? She's calling executor. Who names that?
If there's a will, that person does usually have priority. Not automatic, but they have priority.
Okay, hold on. We'll come right back to you. Okay, let's figure out what's going on. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. You just heard Dan McKenzie here. He's going to weigh in on that. And I want to tell you something that's really critical right now. 888heating.com wants to give you a free second opinion on any heating and air system, and they guarantee the lowest price. You heard me right. For the same equipment, apples to apples, and they have all the best high-efficiency equipment. 303-770-2776, 770-2776, 888heating.com. Thank you.
Shopping for a gift for dad or grad? Get Rosetta Stone for 40% off now through June 18th. Learning a language will expand their horizons and open up new opportunities in career, travel, and more. Choose from Spanish, Italian, Japanese, and over 20 more languages. Rosetta Stone memberships are for life, so your present gets them forever access to language learning tools they can use for years to come. Get it now at rosettastone.com. 40% off ends June 18th.
Recover that money.
Time to tell you about Joseph A. Lazzara. I don't like talking about this because it's a criminal defense attorney. That's what he is. Now, I've known Joe for years, and one thing I know for sure, you never want to shop for a criminal defense attorney when you're under pressure. See, Joe will do free initial consultations. I've shopped for you. I've known him for 30 years. He'll do free initial consultations and flat rate pricing so you're not nickeled and dimed. Unfortunately, nowadays, he represents people mostly for DUIs, which is the most preventable so-called crime. It is a crime, but it's also a motor vehicle offense. It's both. You need an attorney. Joseph Lazzara. Give him a call if you've done something stupid or possibly, falsely accused, or there's extenuating circumstances. 303-429-6200. Look for him at referralist.com. That's where you'll also find David Ellis Jewelry troubleshooterpeople.com. We trust David to buy your gold, silver, platinum, titanium, whatever precious metal you have. He'll weigh it and pay it for the junk jewelry, the tangled messes, mismatched earrings, coin collections, broken watches. However, if you have good jewelry, used, estate, antique, he'll buy that too for a fair price. Here's the point. It's a name we've trusted for 40 years. Please don't find someone on Facebook Marketplace or social media and meet him in a parking lot. David Ellis Jewelry, a name we've trusted for 40 years. 303-322-8779. All right. Who's in the studio?
I don't think anybody.
Okay.
That's kind of mean, because that's Scott, if you don't think.
Oh, Scott, what's up, brother?
He doesn't have his headphones
we
on.
don't need a camera on him. We don't know where his hands are.
Hit the talk button.
We don't need him. I'm just kidding.
Do you know? Do you know who?
Hit next event.
Do you guys know who's on your show? He doesn't have his headphones on. He barely knows where he is.
I know. You got to remind him.
Oh, is Doc there?
Yeah.
What?
No, just
said is Doc there as well?
We heard you say that. I don't know why Kelly said yes.
No, I thought you said Scott.
Oh,
not Doc.
Scott's there.
Yes, he is.
I just posted a new video, by the way.
He doesn't know that, so don't tell him.
Yeah, but Tom barely knows he's there.
Hey, Shannon, write that down. Damn it, are you keeping track of this shit?
Well, even if I did, you wouldn't know where to find it, so don't worry.
Hey, you're going to be in on
it.
Or
would you remember you ever asked?
Yeah. We put it on the dry erase. We put it on the dry erase board in the day room that tells you what day it is and where you are.
Right next to the list of meds you're on.
I've been taking notes.
And available puddings today.
I've been taking notes too.
He loves tapioca.
There's,
You know what? That's ageism, by the way, and I have been taking notes. I got an attorney here today, and he's going to be a witness.
That's actually your nurse.
Yeah.
We just tell you that's an
So
attorney.
did you build the studio just to make me feel good?
Yes.
Okay.
But Dan putting in the catheter.
Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny if my nursing home was so elaborate because you guys planned so well, I made so much money that you dummied up this whole damn studio for me.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. It's great.
I don't know what else to do.
I posted a new video.
Oh.
I love
Isn't
it.
that special? What is it?
Isn't that special?
What's the video?
Well, you'll have to see it. It's on YouTube.
Okay. Where did you post it?
Well, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, Kelly, I need to do an outbound today.
Yes, sir.
I want to promote a fundraiser for the fall, but I want people to know to save the date. And I'm going to give you the info. I'm going to forward you the would you rather text what do you want?
You could text it to me, or you could just print it or type it on the call screener.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. That's what.
And is there a particular time you want to do it, or just when we get
all that.
Anytime we get a break.
Okay.
Right.
I heard a funny thing about is it? Oh, this woman's talking about probate and that sort of thing, as opposed to child custody.
Oh yeah. No,
some woman fighting for custody, and the husband came back and said, "Listen, if I keep putting my money in a Pepsi machine and it kicks out a can, does that can still belong to the machine or is it mine?" Awesome.
I don't even know what that means.
It means child custody. It's like, yeah, the can might have come out of her, but it's my Pepsi. Oh, stand by. Here we go.
30 K-How.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to go right to this issue because this sounds a little weird. Okay, and then we'll revisit that solar issue. But Angelina says her husband died in November of 2022, and apparently she was not named in the will as the personal representative. Is that right, Angelina? You were married.
No, I was named as the personal representative, and he died November 21, And then
21.
I signed away my personal representative because my attorney told me I needed to do that.
Why? Why
It was
did your
not a
attorney,
job
hold
I
on,
wanted.
was it the estate attorney or your attorney that told you that?
My attorney.
Why did you sign away your personal representative rights?
He told me I did not want that job. It would be better that the executor of the will had PR.
Yeah, but hold on.
And
Here's this problem. When you say executor of the will, usually the executor of the will is the personal representative. So tell me how you reconcile that. If a will mentioned, you said the will made you personal representative and someone else an executor? Yes. They named two different people?
Yes.
Hold on. First of all, Dan McKenzie is our estate expert here, the McKenzie Law Firm. And I want to know something. Have you ever heard of a will saying, I want somebody to be a personal representative and someone else to be an executor?
No.
No, that's exactly right. No. That's the answer. First of all, there are no executors anymore.
I mean, a personal representative is a form of executor, right? So a trustee, a personal representative, these are executors of estates. So it's kind of a subcategory of executor.
So what you're telling us does not make sense, and we're not trying to give you a hard time. We're trying to understand what's going on. So
I believe my husband did it to be fair. He wanted
there's no
to have part of the responsibility and me to have part of the responsibility.
Okay, so did he Dan, have you ever heard of co-personal representatives?
All the time.
Okay, so then he named both of you to be representatives. That's the way it works.
Yes.
See, you're using a term representative and a term executor. They're one and the same. So he named you and who else?
My sister-in-law.
His sister.
His sister, yes.
Okay, and you signed away making her the exclusive personal representative.
Yes, on my attorney's counsel.
Got it. Now, after doing that, how long did you wait to do that after his death?
About 3 weeks.
Okay, then what happened in that 3 weeks that would cause him or her to sue you, the estate to sue you?
It took 5 months to sue me.
Why did they sue you? What was the lawsuit about, first of all? Because normally, a husband of 17 years, most everything would go to the wife, unless you were a new wife. Let me ask you something. Were you a new wife and he had children from a previous marriage?
I was a 17-year wife, and I raised my stepchildren from a previous marriage, yes.
Okay, so keep going. What happened? Why did they sue you?
They sued me for the burial plot. They wanted ownership of my husband's burial plot, which is the law, makes the spouse the owner. I bought it. It's in my name. They wanted to own it. They sued me for his burial plot. They sued me.
But why? Well, let me ask you this: why wouldn't you just give him the burial plot? What was the point there?
That's my husband. That's my right as a spouse to own both of our burial plots. I
understand, but what I'm asking is this: the one where he was supposed to go, is that the one that you gave to them? Okay. Well, what's wrong with doing that?
I didn't give it to him. No. What was wrong with giving?
She wants to be buried next to him, right?
Well, I understand, but she has 2 spots, and she will give one of them to the husband, and she keeps one.
He was in it when they sued me for it. Yeah, he was already buried in it.
Well, then why would they? I don't understand. Why would they sue you for the ownership of a plot he was already using?
You're probably the 50th person that said.
Dan, can you think of a reason why hold on? Can you think of a reason why his estate would go through the trouble of spending the money to sue the spouse for the deed to the plot? Did they want the deed to both plots or to the one he was in?
Just his. But the law, an estate.
Forget about the law at this point. Forget about the law. I don't want to know about the law. Here's what I want to know. Why did they want ownership of the plot? Did she at least explain it to you?
No, absolutely not. No explanation whatsoever.
Okay, another question. Forget about the law, just you. Is there a reason you would not sign over that one plot?
Yes, because it's my husband, and by law, I mean, sorry, I brought up the law.
No,
but it's
I'm
my
just
husband.
asking. But listen,
question,
hold on,
why
hold on.
would she?
Well, okay,
Why
Mark,
would
I'm not
she?
asking why would she. I'm asking what the hang-up was. He's already buried there by...
They're nuts. That's what she's saying. They're absolutely out of their minds.
Out of their minds.
Okay,
Yes.
what do you did she even say, well, is that all they sued you for? Ownership of the plot
I'm
where he was
sorry.
all... What's that?
I forgot. The estate attorney was told they heard I was going to take the headstone off of the grave. However, it's a double headstone. It's both of our headstones. Why would I rip my own headstone off of my grave?
Did they think somehow you were going to desecrate this grave and they wanted to prevent you from doing it?
Yes.
What did they
That
think
is
you
what
were going to do? What did they think you were going to do? This is a weird... Were you and him estranged from the rest of the family?
No, just me. I was just not really ever accepted by my in-laws.
Okay. This is weird. Dan, can you just take your crystal ball and look into that for a minute? What do you think's going on? Seriously. You've seen enough of this.
Yeah, clearly they must have thought that she was going to maybe move him somewhere else, or they had some reason to think that there was not some security there. And it's, I mean, people do really fight over disposition of remains all the time. People always think it's going to be about money. It usually probably is, but this kind of thing also comes up actually more often than people think about what the appropriate way to memorialize somebody is.
Do they not want you next to him?
I don't think they did, no. And
But they didn't want your plot. They just wanted his.
Just his, yes.
Okay, so what are you calling about today? What would be your question to our estate attorney if you're sitting in his office?
So by law, the law says the surviving spouse owns the burial plot. So they sued me.
Well, that's not actually necessarily true. I mean, it depends on how it was titled. I mean, you're assuming a lot when you say that. So tell me what you mean.
The Windsor Cemetery, Windsor, Colorado Cemetery, has their own set of laws, and it goes to the person who bought the burial plot, which was me.
Dan, explain what she's talking about, please, in your language. She's saying by law. There is no automatic by law. It goes to one or the other unless it's titled that way.
Right, but she's saying she did buy it, so that does seem like it would be hers.
Okay, so she bought it. You paid for it, right? When you bought it and paid for it, how did you title it? Do you remember? In both of your names or just your name?
No, just mine, yes.
Well, then why are you saying by law it goes to you? It was always yours. It doesn't go to anyone. It stays with you.
Well, because Windsor Cemetery, told them there's no, number one, an estate cannot buy real estate with estate money. So they could not use estate money to buy that burial plot. And number two...
Dan, first of all, before she goes on with all these things, I don't want to put out wrong information. Is that true?
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true either. An estate can buy anything it wants. Yeah. So what are you talking about? Where are you getting your legal information? Because Perry Mason's been off the air a while. What?
My attorney looked up the law, and an estate cannot buy real estate with estate money, using estate money.
Well, you know what?
So
your attorney must be quoting some new law that I don't know about, or that Dan doesn't know about, or maybe something changed. They can't buy real estate. Maybe not conventional rentals or anything. The landlord would have a tough time collecting rent. I don't know why an estate could not buy a burial plot. I've seen estates buy burial plots all the time on the last minute, and they use estate money to do it. Dan, haven't you seen that?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't understand.
Well, I saw the state law that was written in the motion to the judge or to the court, and it said...
Do you have a citation number?
Law on it. I can look it up.
And tell me something.
What is she... I'm sorry,
but what is the whole point of this?
For?
Yeah, what is the whole point of this? You were sued. Did they win?
No, they lost. However, I am wondering if there's a law. Can an estate use estate money to sue a beneficiary?
Yes, unfortunately they can, because the personal representative and the attorney, they're supposed to make, or the public administrator, which you'd never want, but they're supposed to make choices beneficial to the estate. And unfortunately, they don't always do that. Sometimes they squander that money. They squander it by fighting. And so that's what it sounds like to me. But what I want to know is this. What was left to you, first of all, directly? Did you have anything that directly went to you without probate? Did the house go to you? Did money go? Did you have a payable on death certificate? Or did you co-own bank accounts? Or did you guys keep everything separate? That's a really important question. Did any asset or any cash go to you directly?
Yes, I got the house, and
Yes.
I got 50% of everything that's in the estate.
Okay, and the other 50%,
ongoing.
did he specifically keep the other 50% from you to give to his heirs, as he probably should if he had kids from a previous marriage?
yes.
Okay, he did. Okay, are you trying to get any of that 50%?
No, I have a minor child who's 10 years old to raise alone.
Okay, is that child his child?
Yes.
Okay, now, are they trying to get any of your 50%?
No, not that I'm aware
Okay,
of.
then what that brings us to why you're calling today, which we'll get to right after this. I'm Tom Martino. Hang on, 303-713-TALK.
Fabulous.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now.
That's
Dan
not a
Caplis
legal term.
today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
A couple incidents on the south end of the Denver Metro to start off your late morning commute. I-25 northbound at Alameda, a crash with stop and go from Santa Fe. Crews are trying to move this one to the shoulder. South of there, I-225 southbound at Yosemite, a crash, no word of lane blockage. Slow traffic back from Parker Road. On the south end of town, Hampton eastbound at Inca Street, roadwork continues. Slow traffic back from River Point Parkway. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, sunny at the moment. We are expecting clouds to roll in from the west with chance of isolated thunderstorms. Still a warm one out there today, high of 76 in the afternoon. The current temperature is 66 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan.
Send in the clouds.
It's Flexes to fit your business needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Made in the shade. That's what we call the best window covering business around, because they do everything in-house, a one-stop shop, and they can meet almost any budget. It doesn't even pay to do it yourself. They measure to a 16th with lasers, and they measure and estimate all free, and then the design consultant helps you free to buy the right stuff. Now, when you buy the right stuff, they have their in-house team come and install it. You don't do better than Made in the Shade. All the famous brands, great warranties, one-stop shop, 720-458-6566, 720-458-6566. Look for Made in the Shade at referralist.com. All right. You know, there's nothing worse than a property catastrophe. You discover black mold, you discover all kinds of crap like asbestos or unattended death. Oh my goodness, you could have a flood, a broken pipe, a fire, next door to a fire, whatever it is. Don't let your insurance company make the choice for a restoration company unless they make that choice for American Restoration. American Restoration does the job right with the EPA certifications, knowledge, know-how, and associations to get the job done right. AmRest247.com or 8337-AMREST. Who are they? They're a group of people headed by Rock who know how to stop the danger first, then restore your property to where it was. They'll do as little or as much as you want them to do. They'll deal with your insurance company. You need the professionals. AmRest. That's 8337-AMREST.
Very nice.
Costly mistake.
Very, very,
Hey,
very
so this is odd, guys. You ready?
Yeah.
Little lapse in her memory or something. Before we went to that first break, she said this.
He died November
Hold on.
15th.
What?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
He died November 15th, 2021.
And then when we came back from that break,
And he died November 21.
I wonder what
Yeah,
all he
that's
died.
just a mess up.
Oh, okay.
Maybe she's
Not
saying
an
the
indication.
year.
Maybe November
some sort of,
21st?
Yeah.
No.
Mild
She
moderate
meant
mental illness?
November of
Year
21.
November
The
of
second
21.
time she just left out.
Ah.
She said
Just
November
calm down,
21,
Becky.
November 21.
Becky, more like Nancy Drew.
You are Nancy.
So was
I
it
got all the
21?
clues.
Yes.
Right.
And then what was the 22 she mentioned the first time?
He died November 15th, 2021.
Okay, I see.
He died November. Okay. No.
Yeah, Perry Mason right there.
Cannon. Remember him? His name, I remember Cannon.
No.
Oh.
Yes.
How about big fat guy?
Yeah, Cannon,
Remember
of
who
course.
Loved Cannon. How about Banachek?
How about
You know,
Mike
he was
Hammer?
in-
How about Mike Hammer?
Oh, Hammer Time. Loved
He was
it.
a cartoon, wasn't he?
No, it was Stacy Keach who played Mike Hammer.
Yes.
But who played Banachek? The guy from the A-Team.
Yeah. How about Hawaii? He was an
Mr.
insurance
T.
investigator.
No. Yeah, wasn't that
George Papard?
George Papard. Isn't that fascinating, Tom? An insurance investigator with his own hit show.
Yeah. What about Hawaii 5-0?
Loved it.
Loved it.
Dano.
Jack Lord?
Oh, he was so cool.
So good.
And what about Magnum PI?
Possibly a relative. I've heard so many different things from people. You know, he's from Detroit like me.
What about
I had-
Rockford Files?
I had people keep going on, and he's.
I
a
liked
cousin or
Rockford
something.
Files.
I did too.
How about the crazy guy, Beretta?
Oh yeah.
Don't go to bed with no price on your head. Don't do it.
Didn't he die a murderer in prison or not?
Not in prison. He was out, and he might have been a murderer, but it was just a wife.
It was just a wife.
How is that even illegal?
Oh my God, you're a terrible
What?
person.
What?
You're terrible.
Did you ever see Anchorman 2? Because they joked about that this guy had started a bowling league with OJ and Beretta. Robert, what the hell was his name?
Robert,
Yeah.
ah.
I don't remember either. But, who was the Wall of Sound guy? The Ronettes? Phil Spector. He goes, I'm in a bowling league with OJ and Phil Spector. We call ourselves the Lady Killers. You remember that? Good scene.
Robert Blake.
Robert Blake.
Oh, he got in trouble, man.
Well, not in that much trouble for what he did, for what he might have done, what he didn't
killed
do.
2 women.
What? Not 2.
Yes.
2?
His like friend or whatever.
He killed 2 women.
Well, stuff happens. Hang on, here we go.
Heart radio station.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man, market valuations of your home for the asking, and he'll go and take the size of your home, the comparables, the neighborhood, the supply and demand, the interest rates, the inflation rate, all of that, and he churns it up and gives you personal experience on what he can sell it for based on fact, not fiction. And you can depend on it. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. All right, so let's talk and find out what's going on. Dan, I bet you've heard a lot of battling going on. People get weird, don't they, with the state law? You probably run across all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, because there's sentimentality. There's just a
Emotion.
lot of long-held emotions. People who may be holding grudges for decades.
And they squander the estate money.
Yeah.
But my question to Angelina, she said 50% of everything went to her. She got the house. And then she's calling to ask, can they use estate money to fight her? And my question to you is, Angelina, why do you care? Because the other 50% is what they're using, and it's not yours. Why do you care? Oh, wait. Does part of that go to your son? Does part of that go to your 10-year-old?
She is in the 50%, the other 50%.
Oh, that's why you care, because you don't want them squandering that money. So what?
Absolutely.
What does she get of that other 50%, your 10-year-old?
It's divided between my 2 stepchildren and her. so 3
Okay.
ways.
And what about the
30%
sister? Is the sister getting anything? She sounds like she's a pit bull.
A lot. Yeah.
What is she getting?
She'll get $50 an hour for however long it takes to settle the estate.
$50 an hour. I mean, that's not like life-changing, but all right. And then the attorney, how much have they spent so far, do you know?
They've spent approximately $50,000. $30,000 of that was the lawsuit against me.
That's ridiculous.
Which-
That is so ridiculous. Dan,
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Dan,
because
can
half of that
she,
would have been
can she
mine.
on behalf of that child make a stink about that?
I mean, there's a couple things that are available. I mean, one would have been the spousal election. And
What
I
does
don't
that
know,
mean?
That's, if a spouse is cut out of a will or not left enough, depending on the length
Well,
of the
she
marriage.
wasn't cut out.
Right, but I don't know if that 50%, I mean, she's entitled to 50% as the spouse that was married to someone for more than 10 years, right? So her share shouldn't be getting diminished, but it's a more complicated calculation than I can probably explain on
She
the
has
radio.
a stepchild. I mean, she has a biological child.
But that's a different person, right? I mean, the spouse is entitled to a certain amount, and then.
But she's getting a certain amount, right, or not? Or
Well, I don't
doesn't-
know if it's. I don't know how that fits in with what she would have received if she had made the election. And then there's
I
also
see.
a family allowance, which is for dependents, which that child who's 10 probably
Okay.
be a dependent.
So you're saying even though she was left 50% and got the house, she may be entitled to more.
Yeah, but there's there's a time limit on when you can make that. So she's been working with an attorney. I'm sure that was discussed. Like I say, it's not a real straightforward calculation, unfortunately.
Hey, listen, what do you want right now, Angelina? What do you want?
I just want the clarification, and I think you did that an estate can use money to what seemed like harassment towards one of the beneficiaries.
Well, first of all, I don't even know the purpose of the lawsuit. They want to protect the grave.
What's the status of that lawsuit? Is it over?
Is she won?
You
so
won?
you won? Yeah, she won.
Yes.
Angelina won.
Okay.
What did you have to spend to defend that?
I had to spend a little over $20,000.
Doesn't that sound like a lot of money for something that was already titled in her name?
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
shouldn't that have been a summary judgment?
It'd have the same standard of any lawsuit.
Did
It's
you
worse.
have a hearing, or did they do a summary judgment and a dismissal, or did you have to go to court?
We settled to go to arbitration to save money.
And okay, got it. All right, listen, Angelina. I feel for you here. This sounds like a bunch of crap. Now the other kids, they don't like you.
No.
Where's the first wife in all of this?
I don't know for sure. Last I heard was another state away.
How long have they been married? Were they married before
They
you?
were married 9 years.
Okay, just shy, right? Dan, that's
Yes.
just shy of being left anything, right, Dan?
Oh no, it's per year of marriage. So every year you're married to someone, you're entitled to 5%.
even an ex-spouse?
Oh no. Yeah, once you're an ex-spouse, you're an ex-spouse.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, no.
So anyway, thank you. 303-713-8255. Mark with ProBid Energy. Mark, have you heard of Sopris Solar?
Yes.
I'm not asking you to weigh in on the company. I'm asking you what you have heard. Have you been out to customers that have had problems?
I don't know. I might have been. There's so many solar companies, but Sopris, I think, has been around for a little while.
Okay. Now, he's having a terrible problem with this solar company, Jeff is, and we're going to get to that right after this. Basically, the bottom line is they can't get the damn thing hooked up. I mean, we don't know why, but all the panels are installed, but they can't get the power to the house because there's a ditch involved. I have to figure out, is there going to be an additional charge or what's going on? Hold on, and we'll come back to that right after this.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
A couple incidents on the south end of the Denver Metro to start off your late morning commute. I-25 northbound at Alameda, a crash with stop and go from Santa Fe. Crews are trying to move this one to the shoulder. South of there, I-225 Southbound at Yosemite, a crash, no word of lane blockage. Slow traffic back from Parker Road. On the south end of town, Hampton eastbound at Inca Street, roadwork continues. Slow traffic back from River Point Parkway. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, sunny at the moment. We are expecting clouds to roll in from the west with chance of isolated thunderstorms. Still a warm one out there today, high of 76 in the afternoon. The current temperature is 66 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business needs, from quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
John Fuller is a personal injury attorney for auto accidents, and we refer to him all the time for expert opinion and for helping people out because he does something no other law firm does. No other law firm. He handles each and every case. He doesn't have a call center. He doesn't have a host of attorneys. He has some help, of course, but he handles each and every case. In fact, that's his pledge. He will only grow to the size where he can accommodate each and every case. You'll get his cell phone number and constant communication about your case. First, he evaluates it, of course, free of charge. No out-of-pocket money ever, because if he does take your case, it's on a percentage fee basis. John Fuller communicates. That's his number one hallmark. And then, of course, he fights tenaciously to get you justice. John Fuller, Fuller Law. Give him a call and notice the difference. 303-597-4500. myaccidentlawyer.co. Addiction is a terrible, terrible thing that will never go away on its own. Not really. No, it won't. The Raleigh House knows this. The Raleigh House has been serving Colorado since 2008. I've known them from the beginning. Eric Lapp was the founder, or is the founder, and he believes alcoholism, substance abuse, mental anxiety, and depression and illness is all tied together. That's why they've developed a comprehensive approach to addiction, counseling and treatment, including medications when needed, a rural setting with equine therapy, yoga therapy, physical therapy, also interventions even. The RaleighHouse.com, 720-891-4657. Call and ask any of your questions, 720-891-4657.
Very nice.
Do you want anything, by the way? I got coffee. Yeah, I got great coffee. Hey, how much time?
4.
Okay, do you want black? Do you want cream? What do you want? You okay? Oh, that's great.
Good morning. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. You got it.
As Tom ran off, I was going to go through more detective shows that changed my life. Now, Rockford was a big one.
Rockford was huge. I love Rockford.
But
how about Heart to Heart?
Heart to Heart was a good one.
That was my family with slightly fewer murders. That was great. But McMillan and Wife was such a big part of my life. There was a time in second grade I demanded to be called Rock. That was before we knew. I loved Liberace. He was good. What do you want? And that whole McLeod, Columbo, ABC Mystery Theater thing on, was that Saturday, Sunday?
This isn't a detective one, but one I really liked was Quincy. Do you remember Quincy?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the wonderful world of Medical Examiner.
Uh-huh.
And all those people pass out in the room. I love that.
No, that was really good, actually.
Quincy M.E.
Okay.
Got to talk to Dennis Weaver once when he was living in that recycled house up in the mountains. Bit of a crazy deal, but loved McLeod.
I like General Ben.
Aww. Well, and who didn't like Flipper?
Flipper and General Ben.
I can't do it that well anymore because of my teeth. What's that? Billy's stuck in the reef?
How about Gilligan's Island?
Just sit right back, dude.
And you'll hear a tale of a faithful trip.
3-hour tour, and they had 55 changes of clothes.
I loved it. Lovey.
Hey, Lovey.
I loved how they'd get so close to getting off that island.
We were this close. And then that stupid little skipper.
Were you more Marianne or Ginger?
Oh, Marianne.
God, yeah.
Low maintenance. Ah,
Plus, she can farm.
okay.
Garden, she can grow veggies.
You can certainly plow.
Probably hunt.
Huh?
You heard me.
Right. Tom, I don't suppose you want any more of this. Tom.
I think he checked out.
Who's gone?
He's on coffee
Well,
making duty.
Here we come.
khout.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, so let's go to Jeff. Jeff, the main reason that your solar is not installed, if you had to sum it up, what's the main reason?
Main reason? They just need incentive from somebody to come out there and get the damn job done.
Okay, but wait, didn't you say the ditch was holding them up?
No, I did not say that. I said that they want to finish hooking the system up through the shop. Okay, we're the power panel in the shop. Their electricians have told them that isn't going to pass code or whatever. But
and so they have to hook up at the house. Is that right?
I do not know that, Tom. I am not a solar installer.
Did you mention a ditch, or am I dreaming of the word ditch, or did you mention a ditch?
I told you that other electricians that had come out there said you would need to dig a trench to the power pole. They don't think they need to do that, so they're not listening to those electricians.
What are they going to do? Are they going to go? Are they going to go overhead to the pole? What are they going to do to get to the?
No. You're not listening. They can tap into the power box at the shop. That's what they want to do. And I told them, fine, get the job done. If it gets all approved and everything's fine, that's fine. But if they come out and say no, that isn't fine, then it needs to be fixed. But they're not doing anything, Tom.
Okay,
I've been put on
here's what I
2
think,
months
Jeff.
on this. I'm just getting that hooked up.
Here's what I think, Jeff. If someone told you there may be a problem hooking to the shop and it can't be done, if there is additional cost to this, you're not going to like to hear this. If it wasn't in the original bid, it doesn't mean that it's free to you just because if it turns out to be a different kind of installation. We have to revisit this, but we will gladly give this to one of our deputies to talk to the company. Hold on.
This is Dan King.
Very nice.
All right.
Perfect.
I'll be right back.
You don't have to.
Well, I know, but I have leftover.
We'll miss you.
Yeah.
Undone business.
Like
Don't trip.
Like a severed limb. I already have Tom Phantom Itch. I still don't think she knew when her husband died.
Yeah, that was a weird one. She's still there.
Well, who's in the plot?
Her husband.
Actually, we made it weird. It wasn't weird.
Are we
All
done
she
with
was
her?
asking is, can they use the money in the estate to fund the lawsuit?
Yeah, are we
That was
done
the
with
whole
her?
fucking question.
We are done with her.
Okay. Angelina, did that make sense?
I shall return.
You don't have to.
I will, definitely. Thanks for calling. Okay, bye-bye.
Well, she stayed on hold a long time for that.
She just wanted some Kelly love.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Hello, Shannon.
Oh my God, why? Why are you back?
Touch.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm such a hospitable person that Mackenzie here.
Hospitable.
I gave him coffee with a mug
all over his lap.
With a mug with his initial on it, M for Mackenzie.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I would take that Wi-Fi password.
Okay.
It's faster match.
It's password, but he uses a 0 instead of the O.
Yeah, that would.
Didn't memorize it, huh? Hey, is that a computer?
So that's the Surface. Yeah. So
Hey, are you guys going to buy that new VR set when it comes out?
what, the Apple?
Not the $3,500 one. Hell no.
I am. I'm all over that son of a bitch. I don't even like Apple, and I'm buying
Wait,
that.
Mark, what is it? It's augmented reality, right?
It's VR. It's both. It's both. It's virtual and it's augmented, depending on what zone you're in.
I don't know how
I bet
Hold on.
people are going to be wearing those all around. I mean, literally, you're going to be in the mall in a couple of years. Everybody's wearing one.
But why? Why would you wear it at the mall?
It's your phone. It's everything. It's everything. You could see, okay, if you're Macy's, when people are wearing those, you can see discounts that other people can't see. There's a perfect example of how a retailer could use it.
But you can still walk around.
You can walk around and see everything, but then they use that augmented reality to show people, you know, here's an offer just for you. Bam.
Okay.
The advertising part's
No,
going to
I
be
get
incredible.
it. I get it.
You know, Google tried that shit with Google glasses. That failed like crazy, but Apple's a product company.
Yeah. So it's $3,500 though, right? When are they coming out?
They build, listen to this too, man. They build their AI right in the chip in those goggles, which is unlike most companies. Most companies, they use the cloud. They use thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of CPUs and computers to do the AI. They build it into their own pair.
So Mark, anyway, that's crazy.
I think it's cool as shit.
I have a guy that texts me a lot, Mark, on the video feed and all that, and he said my camera is out of focus, and I don't think it can be. There's no focus on it.
Let me look. I'm right here.
Okay.
Looks fine to me.
Yeah. I don't see a focus anywhere.
Those could just be wrinkles.
Oh, shit. Write that down again. God damn it. I'm glad you're doing all this with my attorney, with one of the attorneys here to witness. I'm going to be able
Speaking of which, are we going back to Kunkel?
Yeah. Ask Jeff to hang on, because what I'd like to do is take Jeff after Drew.
Oh, God.
Why is Drew on?
Oh.
Hey, Jeff, hang on for us. We're going to come back to you, but we're going to take one call in between, so just be patient.
Maybe I'll take Mike before Drew. Drew, you know who Drew is, Mark.
No, but we've got Mark on.
Drew
and
from New
I'm gonna,
Jersey.
Forward him
He's
your
already
email that
torqued off
he
about being
got.
on hold.
So just,
I was walking and I ran into a tailgate, Tom.
You sound a little like Marvin the Martian.
I want to sue them because I ran into their tailgate.
Oh, God, remember that?
Okay. Well, we're trying to help. Yeah. Okay, we're trying to help. So, hang on as long as you can. Hold on.
No, you tease him. Kelly, who is that? Is that Drew?
Jeff.
Okay, so what you should have said to Jeff, I'm being dead serious. I'm not even going to ask you what he's calling for. I'm not looking at the call log. You say something like this. This looks like one we can definitely help with. You got to hold on. We got to take this other call, but it looks like we're going to be able to solve your problem.
Yeah,
Bam.
but we
Put him on
haven't-
hold again.
But we
Thank
haven't
you, Mark.
But,
Thank you. That's called goosing the caller.
But we
Thank
haven't yet. It's the solar call. So you're in the middle of
Oh,
not
no.
solving it.
Okay, that's fine. If it's a solar call, oh my goodness, we've got a big update. You got to hold on. Bam.
Uh-huh.
Do you not see the theme here? I'm not kidding either.
Yeah, and it's about to be canceled. Stand by.
We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Water Pros get you all the drinking water you want at your kitchen sink without ever buying bottled water. Wonderful water, reverse osmosis, under $1,000, unheard of price. You'll never get a price like that from a plumber. That's Water Pros or paulthewaterman.com. Of course, they are plumbing contractors, I should mention. And that's paulthewaterman.com, 303-862-5554. So, I want to go back to the solar issue in a minute, but first I want to take Mike with an Excel Energy. He's been waiting a while. And listen, here's the deal, okay? Whenever we have a single problem taking a lot of time, I do want to go back to it if you can just hang on, but I want to get some other callers in. So, Mike, real quick here, what's happening with your Excel issue, sir? What's going on?
So I had solar installed, and they pulled the meter off and estimated my electrical usage, which I have a problem with, but I understand on two sides. The problem I'm having is that I was out of the country multiple times over this period, and, they don't have a way of measuring when I'm gone nor when I'm there, but they won't.
Wait. I don't understand what you're saying. Who doesn't have a way of measuring? Who, Mike?
Excel. So when you have solar done on your house, Excel comes and pulls the meter, and the meter is off until the solar is done, and then so you don't have any way of measuring usage.
No, that's right. What they do is they estimate it, and then they do a final audit. Isn't that right? Let's bring up our expert. Isn't that right, Mark, with ProBid Energy during this? First of all, I didn't know that they removed it completely. Do they, Mark?
Well, I mean, they put in a net meter, so they're going to change the meter out to measure how much energy, if you're overproducing, you're sending back.
Yeah, but what he's saying is during the job, they removed all metering.
No.
There was no meter on the house.
Well, I've never heard of that, actually. Mike, who removed it?
Excel.
Why did they remove it?
Because I had a new electrical panel installed on my house.
I understand that, but why did they have to remove the meter? They just disconnect it temporarily.
Yeah.
Tom, you tell me. I've called multiple times Excel. I've complained. There's a balance of about $300, $350.
But you understand what they're going to do, right? I mean, wait. If there's no way to measure consumption, And
correct.
Actually, if they take your measurement, yeah, you're right, there is no way. So how would they even audit at the end? I mean, is this free power? Are they charging you? What are they doing?
I paid every month, so I don't want you to think that I got something for free. It was based on estimations. Like I said, I was out of the country several times.
No, what you're saying is they may have overestimated.
Right, because my meter, there was no meter on my house for 8 months.
I don't know what to tell you, man. And now there is a meter.
Heard of that.
Is there a meter now?
Correct. Correct.
So what, do you want a settlement for that 8 months because you figure they overestimated?
Correct.
I don't know how the hell you do that. How do you do that, bro? How do you do it?
They're telling me they know how much I use, and I say, well, how do you know how much I use if you don't have a meter on my house? And then they're like, well, we estimate. And I said, great, you can estimate all you want, but when I'm out of the country, how do you estimate my usage as being zero?
And what did they say?
I have yet to get anybody to handle my case. I keep getting the notifications threatening threatening to shut off my power. But no official person has been able to handle this and resolve this with authority.
First of all, I never heard of a meter being removed. It could be that they remoted it, and they had a meter, but it wasn't on the house. I don't know, man. I've just never heard of such a thing. Now, we can have one of our deputies, Deputy Dollar, he can look into it, into this thing with Excel Energy. Why don't we give it to him, and then we'll look into it. Now, I thank you very much for calling, by the way. Hold on, and Kachina Calori will set you up with Deputy Dollar. Deputy Dollar, you need to take this case, get your hands out from under the desk. Anyway, here, Mark, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever heard during a solar installation of Excel Energy removing a meter for 8 freaking months? I've never heard it. Have you?
Unheard of.
Yeah. What do they normally do? They just wait until you're ready to put the net meter on and they switch them out, right?
Essentially, I mean, the only thing I can think of, or Danny sent me a note, said if the utility does not deem it ready to be interconnected to the grid, they won't pull the meter off. So
well, he said he got a brand new panel. It's probably more related to that.
Yeah, but even with a panel, Mark, they don't do that.
Yeah, they have to measure the energy somehow.
They turn it off, but they don't take the meter out.
And that's a day job. If you're doing a main panel upgrade, they turn it off, and we put the panel in, and it gets turned back on that day.
Now, Mark, with ProBid Energy, as I said, a dependable solar company, I want to know something. Is a net meter also a smart meter?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Jeff said they were going to access the grid through his shop, but there might be some doubts to that, which would mean a trench to the house or to the pole, whatever.
Yeah.
And first of all, does it matter where you access the grid?
It does. It does. And there, it depends what jurisdiction you're in and what their expectations are and what they want done.
Because if the shop has a separate meter, then that would be really bad, because the net metering would be all off.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff, does your shop have a separate meter, or is it on the same meter as the house?
Same meter as the house.
Oh,
okay.
There should be no reason why they can't access it from there. Did someone say there might be a doubt that they can access it from there?
No, Tom, I don't know about how, their rules and regulations, okay?
Yeah.
And I've emailed to them. I said, that's fine. If it's within code and everything to hook up through the shop, hook up through the shop.
Okay.
My problem is they're not getting anything done.
Okay, hold on. What were you going to say, Mark?
Well, is he up in Fort Collins?
Yes.
And is this a sun power system?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we can reach out to Sopra Solar, we know them, and see if we can assist on this, and see if we can't just take a look and see what the issues are.
That would be great.
Try and get an answer.
Do you do installs for them?
They had asked us to do some work for them before, but we're not doing anything for them.
Okay, so why don't we do that? Why don't we ask Mark to look into this? He's an expert. We trust him. ProBid Energy, Jeff. So hang on, and we'll hook you guys up. ProBidEnergy.com. Then that is, by the way, 303-623-1531. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that very much, Mark. Appreciate that. Now, Dan McKenzie, we have a question. One time we mentioned keeping things from lawsuits in a trust, but in order to do that, if you have a revocable trust, somebody once texted me, that doesn't protect you from lawsuits and creditors, does it? A revocable trust?
Putting your own assets in a trust that you create and that you run, which is a revocable trust, no, you cannot tell people, sorry, I don't have anything, so I can't pay you.
What about an irrevocable trust?
In certain circumstances, but it's got to be set up in a state that has a statute that allows for that, like Nevada, Wyoming, South Dakota.
And are you allowed to set up in a foreign state when you are domiciled in Colorado?
Yeah, you've got to establish certain connections there. You might have to have a trustee there, but they have a whole industry out in those states set up to do this.
And then what about offshore trusts?
Yeah, I mean, that is yet another level up. I just tell people with asset protection, it's not yes or no. I am or I'm not protected. It's shades of gray. So, a domestic asset protection trust in Nevada is certainly more protected than just having stuff here in Colorado, and then an offshore trust is yet another step up from that. So it's
a domestic asset protection trust, that says a lot. What is that?
So that, there were the offshore trusts first, where all these the tiny little island nations started creating statutes saying we're not going to honor U.S. judgments, right? So and certain states saw that, and all the money that was going out to those places, and all the industry that got set up, and the fees that were being collected, and thought, hey, we got to get on this. Why are we letting all this money go offshore? Like, we could set up statutes saying the same thing. So, like I say, certain states have done that.
They actually put up.
Yeah,
they have a law that say we're not going to honor judgments.
Yes, that with a lot of restrictions. It's got to be there for a certain amount of time. You've got to follow the statute. There's all kinds of stuff. And it's still not really clear. I mean, it's still pretty new. The Constitution has the full faith and credit clause saying that different states have to honor other states' judgments. So these have not always held up when they've been tested. So,
how much, though, what percentage of people, when they do estate planning, do it to protect assets from creditors and lawsuits? That's not a big percentage, is it?
It's more than you would expect. I mean, again, I tell people, it's like, look, at a few $1,000,000, like, you start to become potentially interesting. If you're in some sort of, car accident or something like that, like, you're in a position where it's like, hey, I can't just write a $500,000 check and not feel it, right? I mean, I don't think Bill Gates worries about getting sued, but at some point you've got enough money to be an interesting target, but not enough that
you can slough it off.
Yeah, so those are the people. Like, it's less than you might think that kind of start to make that an interesting question, whether you should do that or not.
I'm Tom Martino. More coming right up.
That's why I text.
Hi, it's Marty Lenz. Want to hear the fastest way to know what for? Reach out to Gay Ribble and Empower Home Team. Text your address to 800.
Hey, quick to these two. Here you go.
Just text your address, 800-763-3000, 800-763-3000.
Excel Roofing, one of the finest companies run, let alone a roofing company. But what I love about Excel is during this time of some hailstorms we've had recently, you're going to see knocks on the door. Here, knocks on the door. They're going to come and tell you have to sign for them to look at your roof. Oh, this is just so we can look at your roof and see what you need. No obligation. They're lying to you. First of all, avoid door knockers, okay? That's the bottom line. 98% of all roofing rip-offs start at the door. That doesn't mean everyone at the door is a rip-off, but it means that there's a pretty damn good chance the universe of rip-offs mostly come from the door. So call Excel Roofing. The roofer I've known and trusted for years and years, who've done roofs for me, repairs for me. They have a repair division. They have a gutter cleaning division, special deals for seniors. And they can take care of your roof. Call them first before your insurance company. 303-761-6400. 303-761-6400. Excel is an excellent, E-X-C-E-L, excelroofing.com. Hey, if you're looking for a safe, secure investment, look no further than mymoney.myway.com. I mean that. In writing, you get an investment guaranteed not to lose a dime. In fact, every dime it earns, you keep. You'll never go negative with this one. mymoney.myway.com. 303-779-6600.
Fabulous.
Thanks.
Boy, everybody's awful quiet.
Hey.
Hey, Dan.
Yes.
Tell me if you ever heard of this guy. Hold on, I gotta pull him up. Buddy of mine. Hold on just a second. I bet you've heard of him. It is... Okay, ready? Yeah. Robert J. Corey, Jr.
I don't think so.
Robert J. Corey. He's an attorney that has been disbarred in Colorado. So a buddy of mine bought a house. They closed on it through a title company out here. They were in Florida. They bought it out here. They used to live here. They're moving back. The very next day, the lady they buy it from, they went through closing, title, everything, money transfer, everything. Next day, as the lady goes to start moving out, I think they gave her like a week to move out, whatever, she drops dead. Ex-husband who lives in Idaho or Iowa, this Corey guy, basically has all the locks done and will not let Greg take possession of the house.
Wow.
So ultimately, he hires an attorney and has to file an eviction. So the guy answers the eviction with anything and everything you could ever imagine in court. He's saying basically he murdered the guy's wife. He's saying it's got to do with racketeering. You name it, he threw it in the answer to the eviction. And the court date's next week, man.
Oh, my God.
It is the craziest thing I ever read.
I mean, there's guy,
Here we go.
you know, the frivolous...
630 K-How.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So I know I have people waiting. Just be patient. I will get to your calls. David, an issue with Ticketmaster. What's going on?
Well, back in 2020, I purchased tickets for just a little under $1,000 for Matchbox 20 concert. Then the COVID came in, and the concert was canceled, and they gave everybody a choice through my email saying if we can get a refund or postpone it till the next show. I took the refund. According to my profile on Ticketmaster, it says they gave me a refund, but I never received it. And I just can't seem to get a hold of anybody. I've been trying forever.
It's just that simple. You never got a refund.
Never got a refund, period.
Where did they say they refunded the money?
They said they refunded it to my bank, and I went in person to my bank, sat down with them. They said they never got anything. I checked with my bank over and over. They never got anything, and so I've never got nothing, and the bank never got anything.
Okay, listen.
Boy, you got to wonder if that actually happened, how many people they did that to during COVID.
I'm wondering.
It could be hundreds of thousands.
Well, I subscribed to a page on Facebook regarding Ticketmaster, their issues, and there's tons of people that
didn't they have some class action lawsuits?
They did. I read a few of them that they had some lawsuits. So I hate to have to try to go through all that.
Man.
I don't know if there's a number or somewhere to call. I can't find anything online. I can't find nothing.
Okay.
And I sent another email yesterday, and I sent another one this morning, but you don't get anything back from them.
Any ideas, Mark? I don't know what to tell them. I mean, God.
Actually, Suzanne's handled a couple of these, so let's just have Kelly email it over to her.
With Ticketmaster, huh?
Yeah, with Ticketmaster, anything concert-related.
And, I have my order number, my requested date. I took pictures of all that. I actually sent them an email to you guys, all the information I have from Ticketmaster.
All right, we'll get on it.
So I just don't know what to do. $952.80 to be exact.
All right. We will have Suzanne look into it. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Another question for Dan McKenzie, McKenzie Law, talking about trusts and wills and estates. And okay, someone wants to know if they can have property put to an LLC, because I think they heard us talk about it last time you were on, and can that serve much like a revocable trust if you have an LLC with family members that are part of it, and you have assets in the LLC?
Yeah, so for the LLC to provide asset protection, it really has to have a business purpose. So we do sometimes use LLCs for like family properties and stuff like that, where we don't just want to put one person in charge like a trustee. We want to have like a board of directors, basically. So
what would the business purpose be?
There isn't one in that circumstance, so it's not providing asset protection from other people, but, it still is useful for that. But if you're trying to get asset protection...
Can you get asset protection with an LLC?
If it has a business purpose.
Give me an example.
So, yeah, if I've got a personal portfolio of stocks at Schwab or something like that, and I'm trying to, hide it from... Well, hide it might be a little bit pejorative, but trying to get it out of my name for purposes of avoiding lawsuits.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. Those are my personal assets, even though they are producing some dividend and capital gain income. But if I've got a rental property where this is a business, right? I mean, a lot of people have rental properties.
So that can be in a separate...
That could be in an LLC. And
which is apart from you personally.
Exactly. And it has a business purpose, so now you are potentially getting some asset protection.
So there's asset protection both ways. If someone sues the LLC directly, where the rental is, they can't come after you. And if someone sues you, they can't come after the LLC.
Yeah.
Two-way protection.
They can try.
Right.
In some circumstances, they concede. If you're real sloppy with your LLCs, if you have LLCs, sometimes people set them up and they're still just like one bank account for everything, commingling. It's like,
and they don't really have a business.
Right.
They just say, okay. Right. It's called piercing the corporate veil.
Correct.
All right. Now, Pat's got to follow up with Freedom Forever, working with Marty. This is another solar issue. And let's go back to that original call if we can. But basically, what happened? Sir, what happened with your...
I signed a contract last August for solar for $20,000, and they're still not connected. And every time I call, I just keep on hold, or they send me some excuse. So one of your
deputies,
wonderful people, called, and I finally got an email back today saying they were going to contact me June 9th. And it was because of that email that they contacted me.
And what did they say when they contacted you?
Oh, interesting. They said they thought they had to relocate some of the wires, but lo and behold, no, they don't. They can use the existing wires. So they don't need a redesign.
When did you call us at first about this?
It was Monday.
Oh, it was just this past Monday. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
you
it
got
was
a
Friday.
call.
It might
You
have been
got a
Friday.
call that quickly from. Is this Sunder Energy?
Yes, Thunder Energy and Freedom Forever.
Yeah, and Mosaic was the finance company.
Yes. Yes.
So, are you
Absolutely.
satisfied?
I will see on June 9th if they contact me, and if not, I will call you back.
And what do you need them to do? I'm making notes here so we make sure.
Okay. I just need them to connect the solar. I have my panels on my roof since
That's
last
right.
fall.
That's
and
right.
it's connected.
This was the one where they put the equipment in the wrong spot.
Well, yes, they said they did, and then they couldn't get a hold of Excel. Then they needed to have a redesign, and now all of a sudden they don't need to have a redesign that they can connect it.
Well,
supposedly.
okay. And that's what they say they're going to do.
Yes. Yes.
Please get back to us. Deputy Smarty Pants does a great job. That's what we call him for short because he is smart. And he gets my dinger. Oh, I didn't. But I don't think I gave him my dinger yet. Hold on. I gotta set this up here. Sorry, guys. Here it is. Oh, I don't know. What's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with me, folks. I just don't know what's wrong with my dinger. It's just not working. I don't want to hear any comments either, Mark. But anyway, oh, you're there, Marty.
Yes.
Okay, hold on then. Hold on. Why the heck? There we go! Smarty Pants, what was the issue with them? They just needed a little boost.
Well, this is my second case with this particular company. I had another case about 3 weeks ago, and it was a success. So I did the same process, which is to send an email to customer service, and apparently that's what did it.
Good.
The email, they called her this morning, is what I understand.
They sent an email.
Yeah.
Hey, Marty,
They
you
sent
get
an
some
email.
good results with your emails. A lot of emails
Yeah,
go...
but 90% of today's society is email. You yourself...
Yeah, but a lot of emails are ignored. You seem to get results. Now, I want you to be honest with you. Have you ever used Chat, GPT, or any kind of AI to write your email?
Never. I don't even know what it is.
Oh, okay. It's artificial
I know
intelligence.
what it is.
That's
No,
evident.
No, I don't use... No, I use my own language, and the reason is each case is different, and I have to think, who am I trying to address, and what is my goal?
Yeah.
Because everybody is different.
Right, obviously.
And so, yeah, you're different than Mark, and Mark is different than Suzanne, so if I was to address... What?
I appreciate everything you do, and you were well deserving of the dinger today. Do you have any other follow-up, sir?
Oh, I have a ton, but I know you have a lot of listeners.
How about one more?
Yeah, I have a list. I gave you the list, Tom. Now my wife just cleaned up the desk.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. We'll come back to you on it. But here's what I want to say, okay? Kachina, what did we do about the guy that had the meter removed? And he said they overestimated. How did we end that? What did we say about that? Did we assign that to anybody?
I'm looking right now. That was a woman.
No, that was Mike. His solar installation, the
the
meter
one that
was
we just
removed
talked
for
to?
8 months.
Yeah, the one that we were just talking to?
No,
That
no.
got assigned. Okay.
It's not your fault. I mean, it was a while ago. I just don't
Okay.
remember what we did with it. I don't think there was, to be honest with you, I don't think there is a cure. His meter was removed for 8 freaking months. I'd never heard of such a thing. And basically, he said they overestimated his usage because he was out of the country. I mean, what do you do with something like that? I don't think you do anything. I mean, you can't, basically. Anyway, 303...
that was Mike from earlier with the Excel issue. We assigned that to Deputy Dollar.
Oh, okay, good. We'll see how they know how much, thank you, he was using. And maybe they'll come up with an answer on that one. All right. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Hello.
KHOW Denver, 630 KL.
Hey, Shannon, can you have Mark do that commercial?
You got it, Mark.
For all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Late Night. Open until midnight or later.
Some slow spots to occupy your late morning drive. Starting on the north end of town, I-25 northbound at Highway 7. We've got an accident with stop and go back from E470. Southeast of there, closer to DIA, E470 southbound. Road work continues between 96th and 64th. Heading to the south end of town, I-225 southbound at Yosemite, a crash with stop and go back from Parker Road. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, fair skies at the moment. We are seeing those clouds roll in from the west with more thunderstorms. Still looking at a high of 76 before the afternoon's end. The current temperature in Denver is 68 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KO.
Wendy's is open until midnight or later, which means all your favorite menu items are up later too. The Baconator still tastes just as juicy and bacony at night. So listen to that craving and turn in for the night at a Wendy's drive-thru. Hours may vary at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Made in the shade, baby. Blind shade, shutters, drapes, and more. This is a family-owned business. It's for all budgets. I don't care if you're looking for some cheap shades for a fix and flip, or if you got a $3 million house where you want everything automated. These are your guys. They can generally sell to you for less than these companies where you got to do your own measurement and your own installation. And they do everything for you. You can save time, save money. Made in the shade. 720-458-6566. Call for a free estimate right now. 720-458-6566.
Wow, 30 seconds right on the money. How do you do it, Mark?
You know, first of all,
yeah,
it's an internal clock.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even look at anything. It's just evident what happens.
You're right. Susan said that you're able to hit 30 seconds pretty good.
That's 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Thank you.
Sure. Spend more time at a drive-through than you do.
How many seconds was that, actually? Was it exactly 30 as I thought?
Who's timing it? I don't know.
You know what? From now on, I want Kelly to time every spot either of us do every single time and send a daily report.
I can start doing that.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, you're not.
Yeah, she needs to be more distracted, I think.
Exactly.
Nope.
She's like a squirrel. Squirrel!
No, dog. Seen a squirrel. He's like a cute.
What's
kid.
going on, man?
I was saying Kelly's like a squirrel.
Oh.
Whoa, what's that?
Go with a short.
What's this? Some new solar panels went up yesterday on the Dragon supply ship to the International Space Station. Should we call Kunkel if there's a problem with those? No.
Exactly.
Now, someday solar may actually be a solution. Because as a matter of fact, I believe the sun throws more energy at the Earth in 1 hour than we use in 1 year.
That's pretty cool.
As a planet. 43 quadrillion joules. Is it 43 or 430? I remember 43 being part of the number.
That's a lot of joules.
Yep. How much electricity does the sun... Well, I should say it a different way.
Hey,
So Google
is
doesn't-
Suze listening at all?
Why would she? She's not our target demo. How much electricity...
Yeah, I think she is. Why?
The globe from
I just want to tell her I have Paul the Waterman coming in Monday.
Okay.
There was no one else, so I booked him.
Solar energy is the most abundant energy resource on Earth. 173,000 terawatts of solar energy strikes the Earth continuously.
It's a terrace watt.
A terraced twat? I don't know. But
It's a terrace twat.
A terawatt. 173,000 terawatts of solar energy strike the Earth continuously. That's more than 10,000 times the world's total energy use. Huh.
Wasn't that special?
Well, listen, I've always figured if we're not trying to capture the electricity from lightning, we're just a bunch of wusses. That's how to do it.
I'm going to be in on Thursday, Mark.
Okay.
We'll film the runway.
Oh, you mean into studio?
Yeah.
Who's coming in?
It's that I have the dentist across the street at 2.
Yeah, I never see anybody go to the dentist so much.
I go every 4 months.
Wow.
She is hotter than wolf piss. I think that's a medical term.
It is. It's definitely medical.
My daughter's a veterinarian. She knows.
Did you know there's only like 1 or 2 vet schools in the entire country?
Well, colleges that are at that level, and CSU's in the top 3.
I thought there was, someone was telling me there's only 2 or 3 in the country. Is that not correct?
I think on the same level as CSU is Purdue and UC Davis.
Okay, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah, if you want to do
For
what,
large animals.
And I heard there are even more money.
Oh, Scott, don't turn
it
on
can
your
be
mic.
more expensive than becoming an MD.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They keep throwing money at my daughter. I don't know what she's doing up there. You know, are you supposed to keep them
She
off the
probably
pole?
dropped out 3 years ago.
You know, even if she is stripping and making that much money, go ahead. She still shows up with pictures of animals she's cut open, so now I'm really worried. All right, stand by.
See ya. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so let's talk. We have a lot happening here, and we're going to finally get to... Oh, wait, Bill has a Sleaze Brigade update. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but Bill, let's talk. What's going on, Bill?
Hey, Tom, this is Bill Coe speaking. I'm Matthew Coe's uncle. And I just wanted you to know that they caught him in Florida, and he's being extradited back to Colorado to face all these fraud charges that all these people that he ripped off. Besides us, he's going to get his day.
Now this is
give
your
us a
hold
little
on.
background.
This is your nephew,
Yes, it is.
and you're and you're dropping a dime on him. You must be pissed at him too.
Oh God, that's an understatement. He's done a lot to so many people besides us.
Mark, do you remember Coe, Matthew Coe?
No, that's what I was asking. Pull him up. What did this scumbag,
I'm looking for him. What did
alleged scumbag do?
Tell me a little more about him. I'm going to search for him.
He's ripped off so many people, taking their money and just running, not doing any of the work.
Oh, I didn't get him. Mark, you know what? I have a draft of him. Dana paid Matthew Coe $8,500. She was one of many. He altered the check and made it payable to someone else, then cashed it. He has majestic He had majestic landscaping, right? And how many people?
Yes.
How many charges? Do you know how many charges?
No, I have no idea. I just heard this through the grapevine, and
he ran to Florida. And are you sure they caught him?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Now, you know, this is very odd for consumer crime to extradite people. So tell me a little bit. I mean, he must have had a lot of people he ripped off.
He must have. I sure hope they go and get him. But
well, hold on. Wait, now, what was he arrested for in Florida?
Fraud.
The same thing?
The state of Colorado.
Oh, wait.
Well, no. He was running. They had a warrant out for his arrest.
There was a
Colorado.
warrant.
Yes.
Now, was the warrant for fraud?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it sure was.
We need to get a picture of this guy. We need to.
Yeah.
You don't have any photos. Oh wait, I have a photo. No, I have a photo of him. I do. I have it. Yep. I never published it because I was still gathering information. So I'm glad you called. Right. And you spell it K-O. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
There was a warrant out for his arrest for fraud, and he ran to Florida.
He ran to Florida, and
where in Florida? Do you know?
I have no idea.
And when was he arrested? Do you know that?
Here, just about a week ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, about a week ago. So, yeah, I just thought the viewers would love to hear this. I mean, he's drug our name through the mud, and it's just terrible what he's done to so many people.
besides us.
How did you find out
Even
about
did
it?
to his dad.
How did you find out about it?
Through his sister.
Oh, man.
His sister talks to me often.
So he'll be extradited to Colorado.
Yep, sure will.
Okay, got it. I got this
Yeah,
all
it's
written
good,
down.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's unfortunate but good. I know what you mean. It's good that they got a hold of this clown. Thank you for the update. We appreciate that very much. Sleaze Brigade, S-L-E-A-Z-E, sleazebrigade.com. I'm going to have that up there soon. 303-713-TALK. We have a question about a trust or will from Rod for Dan McKenzie, McKenzie Law. Go ahead, Rod. What's happening?
Morning, Tom and Dan. Hey, let me give you the story, and then I'm just trying to get some ideas of where to go. My brother passed away a couple weeks ago, and the last will that he had, which I had a copy of, left me as the beneficiary. He had a trust that was created when my parents had passed away because he was on Social Security and that sort of thing. By the way, he lived in Kansas City, Missouri. So
now, did he have any other? Did he have any other heirs, or were you the only one?
I was the only one on the will. So he's got more. We have more siblings. But when this will was created, everything was left to me.
And when was this will? When was the will created?
It's been about 25 years.
Oh, how do you know he didn't have one after that?
Nothing has popped up or been shown or anything like that.
Was this before or after the trust was created?
What's that?
Was that will drafted before or after the trust?
Oh, they were way before.
So why did he create a trust?
He was on Social Security, and so he was only allowed to have a certain amount of money that would be allocated to him from the trust.
Are you allowed to
Otherwise,
do
it
that
would
to stay eligible? Well, no, there's no limit on Social Security. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, apparently that's the way it was presented to us when he had the trust created for I don't know 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, listen. Whatever it was, he has a trust. Whatever for whatever reason. And what's in the trust? Do you know?
Just some money. I mean, he doesn't have any personal belongings or anything. I think according to his what I'm asking is, does he have anything that he's leaving to you if he created a trust? Because, a lot of people can leave things to people and they don't have anything to leave because everything's in a trust. Who's the trustee? Yeah, that's the thing. It's a gentleman who lived out in Kansas City and was a friend of his. He was the trustee.
Okay, but what's in the trust, sir? What's in the trust?
Like just the amount of money, or I guess
anything. Anything? What's in the trust? Money, cash, real estate. What's in it?
Just money. He just had apparently a bank account that the trust was in.
Okay, so he has a bank account in the trust. What does he have that you're going to inherit?
That's what I need to know. Does that trust go to the bank
no.
To the will?
No.
Okay, so
not unless. Hold on. Normally, and Dan's the expert. Normally, you have a will that says, "Look at the trust." But I imagine he could have a will that says, I'm going to give this to my brother and the rest look at the trust. I don't know. Dan, tell me about it.
You could do that. I mean, you could have a will that, exactly as Tom just said. Usually, that's why I asked which came first, because usually when you create a trust, you also draft a will saying, take anything that isn't in the trust at my death and put it in there. It's called a pour-over will, but maybe he didn't do that.
No. Yeah. No,
right.
It was a basic will that was done.
What's in the will? What does it say in the will?
It just says that everything would be left to me, everything that he owns, whether it's like cars or real estate or
okay, listen carefully.
Whatever financial that he has.
Listen carefully. Listen carefully. First and foremost, everything he owns means everything he left out of the trust. Right, Dan?
Right.
Okay.
Okay? So if he has a trust and he's since put everything in that trust, then you don't have anything.
Right. Well, and I was just wondering about the trust. Does that convert over to the will?
No, it does not. It's
or does
separate.
that
That's why
stay
people
with-
do. That's why people do trust, to keep it out of the estate.
Gotcha.
Now, does he have a right to read the trust? This guy, his brother.
Well, I don't know Missouri law, but in Colorado, if you're a beneficiary of a trust, you have a right to know about the portions of the trust that affect you.
But who tells you what that is?
It's up to the trustee as a fiduciary for those people.
So
and
what
needs
if
to
a
be honest with
trustee? What if a trustee just says, you know what? I don't like the way this reads. I'm not going to tell him.
They were breaching their fiduciary duty to be open.
But that
and
has
honest.
happened, hasn't it?
Oh, sure.
And then he'd have to say,
People rob banks too.
So Rod would have to say, I suspect I'm part of the trust. The trustee says, no, you're not. What would Rod have to do to take a peek?
I mean, he'd
Or
probably
would
have
the
to sue
judge
the
take
trustee.
it? All right, hold on. We got more coming up.
Now,
Hey, that was
impact
pretty
traffic.
presumptuous of
This
you.
report is sponsored by...
I wanted to keep
I'm just
everybody
kidding.
hanging
I'm
out
just
with you.
kidding.
Answer.
Shut up.
I think I timed that pretty well.
Morning towards
Wonderful. I
You know
think you're
exactly who
wonderful.
shot JFK.
I think the whole world's wonderful.
And then it goes to break.
Alameda and Colfax. Just west of there, 6th Avenue eastbound, regular congestion on the off-ramp to I-25 southbound. Up on the northeast end through Commerce City, I-270 westbound, regular slowdowns approaching Vasquez. And heading east to the airport, I-70 eastbound, we are looking at a couple slow spots after 225 and approaching Pena Boulevard. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, isolated thunderstorms later today. We are seeing fair skies at the moment. The sun is still out, high of 76 degrees. The current temperature in Denver is 68 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hey you! Run to Wendy's and grab a strawberry frosty. Don't worry about canceled plans. It's worth it, but act fast. Like your date, it's gone at the end of the summer. Head to Wendy's for a strawberry frosty and that sweet strawberry goodness. Limited time only at participating Wendy's.
You know, it's only a matter of time where you're not going to go a day without your air conditioner, and you know what you need? You need to make sure it's running great, and Fix It 24/7 is one of the only companies that truly attack the air conditioner and the enemy of the air conditioner, which is dirt and grime, and they will get in there and clean it like no other. They take it apart to the extent they can and practically refurbish it. Fix It 24/7, and they do it for an unbelievable price for new customers for $39, so you get to see how tough they are. So then when you have a problem, you'll call them. So take advantage of this. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. I hope that you don't face a family law situation. It's very stressful. A divorce, a separation, child custody battle, or anything in between. And if you are, you can go to harrisfamilylaw.com and get all the information you want. Well, much of the information you want up front without even talking to an attorney. Just look at their webcasts, their webinars. They do every Wednesday. By the way, tomorrow night's a new one you'll find out about, but they have the old ones in archive. And there's a host of information and topics that will do you good to read and to, of course, view video. harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars.
Hey, Michael Brown.
He
and
is
he
talented.
doesn't, and the thing that absolutely astonishes me is you never hear him say or
who
like or anything like that. It's just continuous
Hosts
talk.
that work later in the day on a station here.
Who you? Oh, you never hear anybody say what?
Well, Ryan's pretty good.
Oh, he's
for
awesome.
Who he is and what he does? Holy cow.
Yeah.
Well, and he's hosting that election coverage tonight. And
yeah.
We have people on other stations that are a little twerked off that a right-winger gets to anchor election coverage, because that's just not right. To which I pointed out to them that every time we have a pro-lifer on, you hammer him because it's your duty. Shut up. It is hard to not be a political activist when you're trying to do a show,
No, but just the fact that he will have one little sheet of paper with bullet points on it, and that's all he has. That's all he brings in. You know?
I couldn't do it with actual bullets. Well, maybe.
But I mean, the fact that he just turns himself on and then turns himself off, turns himself on, turns himself off. I don't know.
The Clark Kent part of him though is a little frumpy. Other than that, when he changes back in the phone booth, I'm like, dude.
Oh, that reminds me. I have something.
You gonna slip him a gift?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna work on an impersonation of Ethel Merman singing WAP. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the only thing that's a bummer is when he does fill in for Dan. I have to. Hello, thank you for calling the Dan Kaplan Show.
Because you're sitting right here with him.
Yeah, so it's like it's a little cumbersome when that happens. Dan's been leaving early to go to the NBA finals.
Well.
So Ryan always has to cover the last hour.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well, it's not quite as moist today.
No, but supposedly they're supposed to get thunderstorms later on this afternoon.
No.
Which kind of is good because Adam needed the car today, so
And
I don't have
other
to drive in
states
it.
need the water too. What's it doing on the western slope? I hope California is going to get some water.
That's one way to root out the homeless. Have them drown in floods.
Golly. That's
Ouch.
brutal. Jeez. Right to drowning the
Hey
homeless.
man, I can say it. I'm from LA.
So long as an equal number of people in Teslas drowned in a underpass. Hey. Boy, those cars blow up, though, when they get wet. I thought I blew up when I got wet. Here we go.
That's true.
Count.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We're running out of time, and I want to start with, I think we took Rod. I don't think there's anything more we can answer for him. He basically wanted to know what to do. Well, he can ask to look at the trust, but they don't have to show him if he's not a beneficiary. Now, Drew, you're next. I'm sorry for the wait, Drew. We will get to you now. Coming up, he's helping a woman arrested. He claims police brutality. We'll talk to him and more coming up. Get your calls in. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. More right after this.
That was awesome.
Oh.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
If they gave awards for that, I'd say go get one.
What just happened? What are you shitting?
Top of the hour. I can go get water.
Got a complaint on my radio show about Matthew Coe.
The future of AM radio is the focus of a congressional hearing. Once a staple of cars, AM radio is taking a back seat when it comes to including them in new vehicles. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan.
Volvo, Mazda, BMW, Volkswagen, and Tesla are some of the companies that have either already removed or plan to remove AM radios, partly because of the interference and static that the batteries in electric vehicles create in reception. Among opponents of the move is a former FEMA director who says AM radio provides a critical public safety function during natural and man-made disasters.
The GOP presidential race is about to get more crowded. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is expected to announce his bid today in New Hampshire. PGA and Live Golf will combine operations. The PGA Tour says it's reached a verbal agreement to join forces and bring an end to litigation with the Saudi-backed organization. This is ABC News. In France, strikes and protests taking place across the country. A day of action called by unions following President Macron's move to raise the retirement age. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Paris.
This is the 14th day of nationwide protests across the country. Demonstrators gathered here in Paris. This is seen as a last-ditch effort to block the controversial pension reform plan that President Emmanuel Macron signed into law in April. He said to protect the country's entire pension system. And over the past several months, we have watched as anger has rolled over in the streets of major cities across the country. We've seen protests.
You out of here?
Yeah.
Do you at least get to? Well, you had something at 2. You said.
Walk through at a golf course for a thing I'm doing with Alfred Williams.
That sounds fun. Which golf course?
Cherry Creek, not Cherry Hills.
Cherry Creek. So that's over off of.
Yosemite?
No, I thought Cherry Creek was off of Evans.
All right.
Or Colorado.
Hey,
No!
Dragon, what's up?
Hi.
Hold on, I'm still trying to pull some up, damn it. Hey, Dan.
Yes.
Okay, listen to this. Hold on, I got to pull this up. I'm pulling up the actual complaint.
What is he's talking about this crazy case?
So this is one for this. O'Brien's working on this.
Okay.
So the guy, this crazy guy's now threatening to sue O'Brien.
Wow.
I just never in my life have heard of anything
So
like this.
Mark, when did this happen?
Not long ago. Here's the answer to the complaint. Listen to this. So it's just a standard eviction. And then he answers, this attorney, this Corey Roberts, or Robert J. Corey Jr., he doesn't live here anymore, but he got disbarred. I think he was on, I think, that tractor trailer case where the guy killed a bunch of people. Okay, here's what he puts. Remember, they went through title everything. Plaintiffs are not the owners of the property. They need to be removed from the premise. They have never provided any evidence or documentation of alleged ownership. The premise extended time to move out upon which defendants relied to their detriment. Remember, the lady died the day after closing. They failed to provide any documents. Instead, changed the locks well in advance of their agreed moved-out date. Instructed, threatened, bribed, compensated their attorneys, real estate title agents to conspire in the concealment and cover-up to gain the property.
Is this guy representing
theft,
himself?
Forgery, deception, fraud, duress, assault, and homicide.
Homicide?
Yeah, they're saying they basically, he's alleging that they killed him, his attorneys, the title company, and everybody involved killed the lady.
Oh my God.
So this
to claim ownership.
But Mark,
Yeah.
this guy is doing all his own representation. He doesn't have an attorney.
No, he hired Brad O'Brien.
Oh, does Robert Corey have an attorney?
Oh, Robert Corey, yeah, he's not even in state. Yeah, but he is an attorney.
Yeah. Well, not really.
Wait, he is an attorney?
He was an attorney.
And is he mentally ill?
I mean, I just Googled him, and yeah, there's a big, shocking fall of famous. I mean, it's a mugshot and everything. I mean,
It's crazy.
Sort of
What are the
mental break.
chances you buy a house, you go through everything, the next day the lady dies, and it happens to be the ex-wife of this guy?
Yeah.
And he's saying he wasn't personally served. Oh, okay. All of them, including the attorneys, have engaged in illegally bullying, harassing against a grieving and vulnerable heirs of her estate, including changing the locks, threaten to permanently damage her property, steal valuables. It just goes on and on and on.
There's a Westward article about him saying his fall from grace has been as shocking as it is bizarre.
Yeah, that's him. So I've mentioned to him just to other attorneys, and they knew who he was immediately for whatever reason. Probably because he was personal injury and they were personal injury. It's just, man, talk about bad luck. And here's the whole deal. You go, okay, so we put in a title claim. The title has 30 days, you know, in order to say if they're going to do anything. But this is made for title as an insurance, wouldn't you say?
15 seconds, guys.
Left because the owners believe the homosexual lifestyle is contrary to God's word. Are the owners being unfairly persecuted? Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like he's got crimes.
Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, we are here fighting for you. By the way, a new entry at Sleaze Brigade because of the update we got from his family. They caught him, Matthew Coe, facing the music. When we got a complaint on my radio show about Matthew Coe, we didn't realize how widespread his alleged cheating went. Apparently his deeds were enough for authorities to extradite him from Florida. We first heard about Coe when Dana called, said she put down $8,500 with this crooked landscaper. Got nothing in return. Dana said Coe altered the check to make it payable to a third party, then had it cashed. And then after that, he went to Florida because there was a warrant out for his arrest, and they found him. They arrested him. He's coming to face the music. Sleaze, S-L-E-A-Z-E, sleazebrigade.com. You'll see Matthew Coe's pretty mug on the front. All right. We have Dan McKenzie with us from the McKenzie Law Firm. He is with us today to talk about, we've done a lot of talking about wills, trusts, estate planning, and so on. If you have any questions, you can call us. And, of course, you can call us about any problem, question, or complaint at 303-713-TALK. Drew, your turn. What's going on with you, Drew?
Yes, this is a true story about police.
Tell the story.
Corruption, brutality, along with the township attorney.
All right, tell the story.
Well, this woman who was poor and an alcoholic, she was evicted from her apartment, had no place to go.
Okay, now, how do you know this woman? This poor alcoholic woman.
Away.
Huh?
I live 2 blocks away.
Okay, so this a poor alcoholic woman who lives near you. How did you find out about her predicament?
She told me. In any case, a man said he would take her in for 2 weeks. When he arrived, he acted like a total lunatic. So I called the New Providence, New Jersey
Where did
police
okay,
department.
I know that these details have nothing to do with what you're calling about, but this man that offered to shelter her for a few weeks, who is he? Some random guy?
Some random guy.
Well, how did she know him?
A friend of mine called me up and recommended him.
Okay, so some man offered to give her temporary shelter.
Yes.
And what happened then?
Well, he acted like a total lunatic, so out of concern for her, I have a history of protecting people. I called up the New Providence Police Department, and the sergeant told me that he hated Stacy, he was not going to help her, and he wanted me to go along with lying about her.
And this is New Providence Police Department?
In New Jersey, Union County.
Okay. And was it a sheriff's
So in
department?
any
Okay, so you called New Providence Police, and the police officer who answered the phone told you we're not going to help her?
That's right. He said, here's what we're going to do, Drew. We're going to lie to Greenbrook and tell them that they've got jurisdiction. Well, I never lie.
Drew, did they really, Drew, hold on now. You call the police and you say, I am concerned about this woman, right?
Yes.
And what's her first name, by the way?
Stacy.
Stacy. You said, I'm concerned about her. And the police said, we hate her, and we're going to lie about the case.
Well, he said he hated her. It was a sergeant. In any case,
well, hold on. Why? Okay, and then he said we're going to lie about jurisdiction?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't lie. I reported him to the lieutenant captain.
Okay. Do you believe this? I find it hard to believe that he would admit to you, hey, Drew, I hate the lady, and I'm going to lie about jurisdiction because we don't want to help her.
The sergeant and I were friends.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it. Keep going.
Okay. So I get 2 letters in the mail from the township attorney that Stacy is perfectly safe, no need for concern, and I am banned from ever talking to the police.
Now, hold on. Who told you she's perfectly safe?
The township attorney.
Well, hold on. You called police and said, I'm concerned for Stacy. Then what happened? You get a call from the town attorney?
I got 2 letters from the township attorney.
No, but what happened that day when you said you were concerned? Did she disappear with this man?
Yes.
Okay. So then why did you get a letter from the attorney?
I can only guess because I prevailed against their law firm probably about 6 or 7 times. They should have had an objective attorney.
Why? Hold on. What do you mean 6 or 7 times? You had 6 or 7 lawsuits that this law firm handled?
No, I had 1 lawsuit, but I won 2 motions. They lost. I prevailed.
What was the lawsuit about that you previously had with this law firm?
They set me up with 2 fake criminal charges, all dismissed by the Somerset County prosecutor.
What were the charges? What were the charges that were dismissed?
Harassment.
Okay. Hey, Drew, you're always battling
let me finish the story. It's very interesting.
Go ahead.
In any case, I, as a 76-year-old disabled, crippled man, was arrested by the police, taken, put into jail, handcuffed to a wall.
When?
And they cut December the 13th, 2022.
No, wait. Does this have to do with Stacy?
Yes, because in other words, they're getting revenge and they're trying to shut me up because Stacy gave a statement to the county prosecutor that she was not safe. The guy tried to rape her. Drew Bradford was correct, and he cut the nipples off her bras, set her 7 bags of clothes on fire, and stole her mail. So they put to me in writing that she was safe and I was banned. That's in writing, and she's already given a statement to the county prosecutor to the contrary.
Are
So
they
had to
going
get
after
rid of
this?
me.
Hold on. Are they going after this man?
I don't know what they're doing with him. I know they came after me. I am 76
And hold on. Where's Stacy right now?
I don't know.
How old is Stacy?
50.
Okay. So, Drew, you're 76. Why are you always in trouble with the police?
I'm not always in trouble.
Yes, you
Many
are.
police are Many police are good people. Let me finish the story. See, do you know what the charge against me is? I am charged. In December, there was no heat in the apartment. Fearing COVID, being crippled and disabled, I turned on one gas range so I wouldn't freeze to death. That's what I'm charged with. Turning on a gas range for heat. Because there was no heat in the apartment.
But what does this have to do with Stacy? What was this whole story about Stacy?
I'm very concerned about Stacy's mom. Has she got it going on?
Yeah, I want to know. Oh, boom, boom. Hold on.
I don't know anything about Stacy's mother.
Okay, here, Drew. What I'd like to know this, Drew. First things first. The whole story about Stacy, was that just to set up the fact that this police department was after you?
No, I have helped out minority children in Patterson. It took 4 years. We won the case. I've helped out the people of Princeton, New Jersey. We won that case. I stand for the right thing, Tom. I would think that you would be positively impressed because you and I stood together against Merrill Lynch, and we won that case.
Hey.
And you said congratulations.
Yes, Drew. That was many years ago when I was on WABC Radio in New York City. I remember it. Now listen, here's what I want to ask.
I'm a good Samaritan. I believe in Jesus, and we are our brother's keeper. What am I supposed to do? Let Stacy go off with a lunatic?
No, Drew. But this case that you're being charged with right now has nothing to do with Stacy, right?
Yes, it does. It's getting revenge because they put in writing they are getting sued for denying my constitutional rights of free speech. They put it all in writing. They had, Stacy gave an opposite statement.
Wait, what did they put in writing?
They put in writing that Stacy was perfectly safe, no need for concern, and I was banned from talking to the police.
Why did you call them? Why were you banned? Did you keep calling to find out about her?
Nope. All of my phone calls, I even asked the township attorney, name me one relevant phone call. But think about this, Tom. I have an attorney, and he and another attorney say, this is absolutely ridiculous. You don't bring a man downtown for a minor misdemeanor.
No, I know. Drew, listen, we've talked about this before, and you know, after all these years of talking to you, you know how I feel. I think you have good intentions. I really do. But I think other people, we've talked about this. I'm not insulting you. I think other people regard you as nutty. They do.
No, they don't.
Ugh.
That's why
I do.
I'm not, listen, Drew, I'm not saying you're a nut. I'm saying that other people think you're a nut because you're always fighting people.
Why do you think they arrested me and physically assaulted me, handcuffed me to a wall for having a burner on so you don't freeze to death? Come on, it's a minor misdemeanor. You don't do that. You don't bring people downtown, put them in jail,
That's true.
handcuff them to a wall.
What are you suing? Who are you suing right now?
Well, when they silence me from talking to the
Who are you
police,
suing right now? I just need to know who, Drew.
Right now, we are suing. By the way, another proof.
Who are you
I've got a
suing,
letter
Drew?
from the county.
I want you to
Just
complete a
listen.
sentence. Who are you suing right now?
Let me finish. I've got a letter from the county prosecutor.
Who are you suing right now? I need to know that first.
I don't think he is suing anybody.
Yes, he is.
The chief of police in New Providence was found guilty of assault and battery on me. I got that in writing.
Wait.
So
He was found. Hold on. He was found guilty
by the county prosecutor. They said improper conduct. It's on film. He physically.
Are you getting any cash compensation for that?
I've gotten no cash from anybody. All I was doing.
How many
was helping
lawsuits
out
in all, Drew? If you had to count, how many lawsuits have you brought all together in the past 10, 20 years? How many lawsuits?
In the past 20 years, I probably brought about, let's see, one. You're going back to that.
Yeah.
I only brought 2 or 3.
Oh, bull! Come on, man. You call all the time about lawsuits, Drew.
No, I don't call all the time about lawsuits.
Mark, am I lying or am I dying here? Come on.
Merrill Lynch was not a lawsuit.
I don't recall Drew ever calling about any issue that did not seem normal.
Okay, Drew, maybe I misworded it. How many conflicts have you resolved or attempted to resolve or battles have you fought in the last 20 years?
How many conflicts has Donald Trump been in the last year? That doesn't prove anything, Tom.
I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm just asking. I'm trying to paint a picture here. You're always battling, man. You are.
Well, I'm not always. Have you ever seen the movie First Night? He battled corruption. Many people battle corruption.
I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm asking you how many battles of corruption have you done? I'm not trying to. What do you think I'm trying to do? I'm asking the question.
I don't know what you're trying to do. It's irrelevant to the fact the chief of police was found guilty of assault and battery upon me.
Well, if he was found guilty, why does he still have his job?
Don't ask me. I don't run New Providence. Maybe the borough council.
A judge didn't find him guilty. You said a prosecutor. Prosecutors don't find people guilty.
Yes, they do. Internal affairs.
Okay.
Check it out.
Okay. Was he suspended?
I don't know what they did to him. The letter said it would be up to them to punish him the way that they see
When did you? I want a copy of that letter. I swear to God, right now, I'm going to do it. I'm going to help you out here. Let's ring the bell. Let's blow the horn. Let's do whatever it takes to let people know. I want to see that letter, okay? I want to see the letter where the prosecutor said, Drew, this guy misbehaved, and we're going to punish him. I want to see it. Kachina Kalori, talk to Drew. I've been talking to Drew for, it has to be now 30 years. I'm Tom Martino. More coming right up.
Any room with cabinets should be beautiful and functional. That's why the showroom at Affiliated Cabinet Group is so unique.
A big shocker. Instead of him staying on the line for Kelly, he hung up.
A unique selection of cabinets. For cabinets, flooring, granite, and more, you really need...
10 seconds time, you're coming up next.
Gotcha.
Business in Colorado, they're doing it right. Go online to affiliatedcabinetgroup.com or call and make an appointment at 303-422-2399. 303-422-2399.
It was in the back. So, what does Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies do? What does this organization do? They help you plan for retirement. That doesn't mean imminent retirement, although it can be. It means anyone from 30 on up or whatever, however old you want to be. You start planning for retirement because what you want is a plan for income, insurance, long-term care, investments, whatever. And they help put all these elements together. Now, a lot of people think, I have a retirement plan, Tom. I have a pension, or I have an IRA, or I have a 401k. No, those are elements. What you need is a plan, and they help you with this plan. They show you where and when you need help, and they help you to get it all together no matter how much you're worth. You don't have to be rich to use them. rpcenter.com would be happy to talk to you free of charge and do an evaluation free of charge. When they do charge, it's based on the assets and commissions, and they never double charge, and it's always they charge way less than they save you. I want you to check them out, please. They're great people. They're sponsors of this show, rpcenter.com. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, and have I mentioned they're helping me? 970-663-3211. That's 970-663-3211. Hey, speaking of retirement, let's talk about investments. You know, some people have opted for annuities, and these are fixed indexed annuities that have guarantees in writing never to lose money, and not only do you not lose any of your principal, you don't lose any of your earnings. So think about that. If you invest money and it earns money, and you're eventually going to use that for income for life, you get a guaranteed rider for life, plus you get a guaranteed no loss. That's in writing. And you can find out more, mymoneymyway.com, 303-779-6600. All right. This is a little bit of a...
Drew is quite the piece, man.
I know. I got to get someone on, Kelly. I have not given you the info yet. Westminster, you suck. Westminster Mercedes wants me back? No. Screw you, you bastards. Oh.
15 seconds there, guys.
From the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Man, I got to tell you that financial scams are bigger than ever. They start with fake texts now. Texts are the big deal. They text you, and for some reason, people, they follow links. They give bank information. My God, it's amazing how many people lose money from being stupid. Oh, it's amazing. Now, Dan McKenzie's with us, McKenzie Law Firm, coplans.co. Dan, is there anything you can do for your elderly loved one or relative to keep them from being a victim of a scam? Like, you know, let me explain what I'm talking about. We've had many calls over the years from people who have an elderly relative, friend, or, you know, a relative or friend, basically. Could be a mom. And they're concerned that a neighbor is exerting what they call undue influence. All of a sudden, mom's going to leave stuff to them, never knew them before. Or dad's leaving stuff to a young woman who befriended him and gives him Wednesday afternoon massages or something. And they're suspect. But really, other than getting them ruled incompetent, becoming a guardian, what do? You can't really take control like their children.
I mean, that's what a guardianship or a conservatorship is. Like, you're taking over and taking away their rights. So short of that, if, you know, hopefully you can get their voluntary cooperation, and that is, you know, power of attorney or maybe being given at least access to statements on
So is that what
like
you
that.
do when you think they're going to be subject to a romance scam, an investment scam? Do you have to have them ruled incompetent? Can you stop them any other way?
I mean, it's hard because a lot of times, you know, they're feeling like they're in something that is for their good or that they're enjoying or whatever else. So, you know, courts are very reluctant to take away someone's rights, and people have legitimate reasons to do stuff like that. So, yeah, if they're not cooperating, you're probably going to need some sort of court intervention, and it is going to be pretty darn heavy-handed.
And someone told me they even have a right to squander their money. They have a right to give it away. They have a right to put anyone they want in the will.
Yeah, I mean, the presumption when you give a will that just leaves everything to the housekeeper that is very suspicious, well, maybe that person just, you know, really didn't like their family, really liked the housekeeper.
Okay, so what is this term? Is it something that people just make up or they heard somewhere? Undue influence? What the hell does that mean?
I mean, it's a pretty high bar. Like,
what does that mean?
It means, like, they really did not have free will. They were really in a situation where, like, somebody was...
and is there a legal term or a legal standard? Can you get something undone because of undue influence?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the main ways to contest a will.
Undue influence.
Yeah.
The neighbor worked their way in.
Yeah, and it's got to be more than just...
Okay,
that,
what about this? Okay, you got this woman. Let's say she's in her 20s, and she befriends this guy in her 80s and pretends she's romantically involved. Can you get a, like, oh, come on, clause or something invoked, or come on?
It really depends on the circumstances, like how much was she cutting off, you know, conversations with the rest of the family? Was she really kind of isolating that person? I mean, you know, he might totally understand. Like, I'm aware a 20-year-old would not be interested in me if it wasn't for my money, but I'm still happy to do this, right? I mean, people can choose to do that.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Not legally.
Wow.
So, yeah, people can choose to do stuff like that, and they understand, like,
Okay.
she likes me for my money, but that's my choice.
Okay, now, undue influence is one thing, but then there could be fear. There could be intimidation. That would be
That's
a form
part
of
of undue influence. Yes, yeah. If you're really like your free will is being taken away. Again, you're being isolated. You're being really pressured in some way. It's not just someone who sees an opportunity and you both voluntarily agree to enter into this relationship. Like it's a pretty high bar.
Now, I want to talk about being held captive by the family who wants to get money from her. And this happened. It's a real case. I want you to weigh in on it. 303-713-TALK. Of course, people will take any and all of your calls as well. We have a lot of time to talk. That's 303-713-8255. Now, it doesn't have to be about estates and wills and probate, but anything you want to call about. Don't forget waterpros.net. Now, a whole house water conditioning system under $2,000 fully installed. Compare that, a softening system that really works, to one plumber's sell. Some of these plumbers sell for like $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 that water tests have shown does not soften water, yet they call it a softener. Go with Water Pros. PaulTheWaterman.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by STEM.
Some slowdowns on the south end of town, starting with Quebec Street southbound over C470, a crash with stop-and-go traffic back from East County Line Road. North of there to Inglewood, Hampton eastbound at Inca Street, roadwork continues, stop-and-go from River Point Parkway. Arapahoe Road eastbound at Potomac Street, road construction in the left lane with slow traffic back from Revere. Into downtown, I-25 southbound showing speeds in the 30s and 40s between Alameda and Colfax. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies. We're watching those clouds roll in from the west with chance of isolated thunderstorms today and throughout the rest of the week. High of 76 this afternoon. The current temperature in Denver is 71 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
If the weather calls for rain, then the rain calls for mosquitoes. Keep them away with STEM.
You're coming up next, Tom. 10 seconds.
It's found in plants to repel mosquitoes safely and effectively when used as directed. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Yeah, well, when you want to get the best when it comes to personal injury, what do I mean by the best? Well, let's put it this way, the best personalized service. Someone who's going to talk to you, someone who will always be there, someone who doesn't, slough you off to assistants and co-counsel or call centers. John Fuller made a pledge. His law firm will only take as many cases as he can handle personally. Each and every person gets his undivided attention. Well, not undivided. I mean, each and every client has his attention. And then he gives you his cell phone number and stays in touch with you. He works on a percentage fee basis. Once, of course, he answers all of your questions free of charge. There's never out-of-pocket expense. John Fuller, if he takes your case, he's going to work your case. It's not going to be one of dozens of attorneys. You will notice the difference when you call. First, he's going to go over your case personally. That's the biggest difference. And then you guys decide together if it's a good fit, and then you work with him. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. Check him out. myaccidentlawyer.co. A lot of information there. myaccidentlawyer.co. Reverse loans are very, very common when it comes to having equity in your home and using that equity. And here's why. People have learned that 62 or older, if you have equity, you can use that equity even without actually using it. Here's what I mean. You can pay off your home and just not have a house payment. You don't have to take cash after that if you don't want to. Or if your house is paid for, you can have an emergency line of credit, and you're only charged interest if you take it. And that borrowing power, by the way, grows every year. You see, Empower Reverse Mortgage will answer all of your questions because reverse loans are still on the table, and people are still doing them. Find out more at reverse.com. 720-500-7719. All right. How much time do I have? Drag?
3 minutes, buddy.
All right. It gets a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm hoping I get some time in the next hour, Kachina Kalori. I don't see it corrected. Do you know how many times I've hit the mic on this by mistake and I'm texting every word I said? Have you ever done that?
I've done it, but
God
not a lot.
almighty. You know, Steph, I am very confused. You sent me her cell phone number, and then she sends a number back saying that you were one digit off, but it's exactly the same number as you sent me. What does one and not two mean? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
15 seconds, guys.
Suffering? Call 720-797-8717. The Raleigh House is here to help.
Thank you.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We are trying to help you with any problems you may have. And we have Dan McKenzie with us from McKenzie Law. Hey, Troy, you have a problem with your car. What's going on with your car? Getting it insured. What does that mean, Troy? What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Okay. I'm actually calling for a friend of mine.
Okay.
A 19-year-old kid.
How old?
19.
Okay, a 19-year-old friend is having trouble getting insurance?
Well, yes. He bought the car from a dealership with the co-signer of his mom. All that went through with fine, no problems whatsoever. He got home, got it insured, and then like a month later, 3 weeks right after he got it all started up, the insurance company dropped him because of the high theft issues on the Hyundais.
Oh, my goodness. Hold on a second. I want to get Compass Insurance Group on about this. And I'll tell you why. This is becoming a big issue. Have they actually refused to insure this car?
Yes, and his brand new car is sitting on the side of the road at his house and waiting for something to happen, so he's borrowing cars from his friends and neighbors so that he can get to work every day. Meanwhile, his car is still sitting out front.
You know what? Now, I have the same car for my daughter. It's a little newer. It's a Hyundai Elantra. And we have it insured. Have you tried other... I mean, who has he tried?
I'm not sure who he has actually tried to go through. So I had just suggested that he contact you, and
okay.
I think he's a little...
I go through Compass, and I'm hoping, man, I am really hoping I don't get noticed that they're not going to renew it because of this. Wow.
Well, and I had also heard that they have a fix and a repair out for these. If he gets that done, is it insurable at that time?
Okay, we need. This is where we really need to get our experts on. So I want you to hang on, okay? And we're going to get Compass Insurance Group on. It shouldn't take long. 303-713-TALK. Mark, have you heard about anything to do with...
It depends. You mean on the Hyundais?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends what kind they are. If they're the straightforward, you put a key in the ignition and turn it to start the vehicle, yeah, they're very easily stolen.
But what about the...
Yeah, I've heard of companies not doing them, just simply dropping them. Well, they can't drop them inside the policy, but after that term's up. Yeah, it's bad, man. It can be really bad. But people that have key fobs and other things are not as easily stolen, and I do not believe that those are affected whatsoever. But Compass should know all these answers. And there's got to be someone in the state that will insure them, and let's say they're not, or it's an outrageous amount for the kind of vehicle it is. For the life of me, you would think there would be some kind of class action against Hyundai.
It's scary. It really is. I mean, when you think about it, to have...
Well, how about all the insurance companies that pull out of Colorado because of hail? Let's think of homeowners. I mean, people, that happens every year. It'll probably happen this year. So I don't know if there's any ramifications for a company deciding not to cover a certain area or a certain vehicle or a certain kind of shingle or a certain anything.
No, you're right. That sounds crazy. It does. It sounds absolutely crazy. We'll figure it out. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Yeah, I'd like to know what's going on with that right now as far as what people are experiencing, especially because I have one of these cars. We're trying to get them on right now. Meanwhile, we do have our attorney for estate planning. And we've been talking about stuff. Now, I want to talk about this person held captive. This is a true story. So, this friend and this woman liked to go gambling in Central City. The woman was in her 70s. The friend was in her 70s. They loved each other. And apparently the woman whose family took her captive, they didn't like that this woman was spending money. And she would go on vacations and take her friend, her neighbor, with her. She would go gambling and take her friend with her. And they thought the friend is getting too chummy. So they got this woman somehow in a nursing home. They took her house and sold everything out of the house and talked her into going to a nursing home. The nursing home and a doctor said she needed care, so her friend could not go see her. One of the psychologists at the nursing home said it wasn't a good influence on her. Now, there was nothing ruled incompetent that I know of, but her friend couldn't even go see her. She just wanted to go see her and talk to her. That's all. She loved her. They were friends. Yeah. She couldn't go see her. They refused to let her go see her. And the one family, the one niece, was taking all her stuff and selling it. So the friend thought the niece was trying to get all her money and all her house and all that, and that the niece was jealous of their friendship, and the niece was afraid she wasn't going to have any money left over. Now, I'm not saying that's beyond the realm of possibility, so I went over to the nursing home. and asked to see her, the woman, because the woman got a letter to me saying she wanted to see me. I went over to the nursing home, and the nursing home said that I wasn't allowed to see her. She wasn't allowed visitors because of her fragile state. And I said, but the woman asked me to see her. And they said, no, you can't prove that. Now, literally, what would keep someone from holding someone hostage like that? If they decided they knew what was best for their aunt, and they wanted but let's say they wanted the money for themselves, but apparently it looked like they were doing good deeds. What do you do in a case like that? If you're a friend, you have no legal standing. What do you do?
Yeah, it's a tricky situation that unfortunately does come up.
Because they don't like the way people are spending money.
Probably the most famous case is Casey Kasem, the old radio guy.
Really? What happened there?
And there's a whole podcast on Amazon about it. So there was a big dispute about his newer wife keeping him isolated from his children. And that went into court, and it's just a huge battle over whether
did it ever get decided?
I don't think so. I think he passed away before it all got.
But he had a new younger wife, I take it.
He did. So different wife than the mom of.
And who was the woman that was that blonde bombshell that married that guy in '93?
Yeah. What's her name?
Nicole. Wait. There's a whole documentary on her now, but apparently they said, what does she want with a 93-year-old guy?
Again, he probably knew that she would not be interested in him if it wasn't for his money.
But if he doesn't care, he doesn't care, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, the standard for undue influence is totally depriving the person of the ability to make free choices.
But if the man is just in love with her, or he just wants to do it, he can do it.
Yep.
I would contend if this woman wanted to gamble her money away, she could.
Yeah.
Okay. This is something that really bothers me. Now, we're going to get Compass Insurance on and talk about this other thing with Hyundai Elantras, because it's a real problem. And I'm anxious to hear what Compass has to say about it. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, 888heating.com. Garrett and his team, good people. They truly mean it when they say they have an apples-to-apples price guarantee, the lowest price for the same equipment, and they specialize in high-efficiency, great equipment. And they're willing to come out and do free second opinions. 303-770-2776, 888heating.com.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Some slowdowns on the south end of town, starting with Quebec Street southbound over C470, a crash with stop-and-go traffic back from East County Line Road. North of there to Inglewood, Hampton eastbound at Inca Street, roadwork continues, stop-and-go from River Point Parkway. Arapahoe Road eastbound at Potomac Street, road construction in the left lane with slow traffic back from Revere. Into downtown, I-25 southbound showing speeds in the 30s and 40s between Alameda and Colfax. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies. We're watching those clouds roll in from the west with chance of isolated thunderstorms today and throughout the rest of the week. High of 76 this afternoon. The current temperature in Denver is 71 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Shop safe.
You're up next, buddy. 10 seconds.
Lowe's. Buy a Craftsman V20 string trimmer or leaf blower for just $99. Get a Select Bear tool free. Lowe's knows lawn care. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/7. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
You know what is better than legal advice? Free legal advice. Well, if you can get information, let's put it that way. Harris Family Law is providing all kinds of information on their website through archived webinars. Now, you can tune in free every Wednesday, or you can go back and look at past ones. Whatever it is, you'll find it here. harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. And, of course, if you ever have a family law question or want to have them represent you, you can explore it at 303-515-5000. How much time do I have?
4.
Okay,
You're
good.
Yep.
Good, thanks.
had them on the carpet. I had all my carpets done the other day. I don't live here full time.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, but I still needed them done.
Yeah.
And I just started for the first time in 3 years I've had this house. Or 4
Talking to me?
I'm going to start a once a month house cleaning. I used to keep it clean progressively, just a little at a time, and I make my kids help here and there, but I'm just going to do it once a month.
Yeah.
So that vibrating plate is one of the most wonderful exercising tools there is.
You just...
Because it gets your small twitch muscles. You know about those, right?
Yeah.
So you have those curls here. So these things you adjust the resistance, right? So when you stand on those and adjust the vibration.
Tom,
Yeah.
I have Brian.
And you got 15 seconds.
Heard. Call, text, and now talk back anytime with our free iHeartRadio app while streaming KHOW and the full screen player. Just click the microphone to record your message. Talk back to Denver's talk station now.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Brian Burns is with us. Compass Insurance Group, home of the free insurance checkup. I always talk about that because it's so important to making sure you're not underinsured or you're not paying too much. And I hope Brian doesn't give me bad news because Troy said his friend can't get his Hyundai Elantra insured because of the theft issue. Is that Troy? Did they actually turn down the kid? Say, I'm sorry, we don't insure those anymore?
I do believe they did, and I do have an update from the friend. It's a 2021 Hyundai Elantra with push-button start, not the key start.
My God! Wait, isn't that what I have, or do I have a 22? I think I have a 21.
Yeah, but does he have a key fob?
He says he does have a key fob for the locks. I'm actually texting on the side and asking questions as I'm talking.
Brian, have you heard anything on our renewals?
No. I'm glad to hear. That was going to be my first question for the gentleman on the phone. Is he's right? There's a lot of carriers out there that will not take certain years of Hyundai or Kia, and it's not just the Elantra. There's more models than just that. However, first question that comes, at least for one carrier that I have that has underwriting that you can talk to, is if it is a push button, it's okay. I can get, so in your friend's case, have them call us, we can get them insurance.
Okay, I will definitely do that.
Yeah, my daughter's is a push button.
Yeah, so you're not going to have an issue. The other thing I was going to tell you, Tom, though, there is a large number, though, if they are a key, they are in that range of these vehicles that have this high propensity for theft. It is hard, almost impossible to find insurance with physical damage unless you've done some kind of aftermarket security.
Okay, now, Troy, have them call Compass Insurance, and that's 303-996-9000. Now, that's not the carrier in Compass. It's Compass Insurance, the broker, 303 or agency, 303-996-9000.
This is Dan Cap.
Okay, we got that one done. That's good. I'm glad to hear that because my daughter has that. Man, that must be a problem when you have that much excessive theft.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, I need to get this person on. Kachina.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Thanks, Brian. Oh, he's gone.
Tom's trying to yak at you.
What?
Kachina, I'm going to get this person on, Francis.
Yeah, did you text that to me?
No, I'm going to it right
The
now.
outbound?
I'm going to do it right now. And just work her in. Here it is. Let me get you, Kachina. I got to find you here. There you are. Her name is Frances Owens. She's the former First Lady of Colorado.
Francis Owens?
Yeah.
Oh.
Her husband hated Trump.
Did he?
Yeah, I was talking to him at Shanahan's. He said he was like you. Oh, there's no way he'll become president. He sounded just like you.
Mark? Okay, shut up.
Anchor Center for the Blind.
Get that information up there.
Hey, Tom.
Yo.
I need those new Rocky Mountain spots, dude. I guess Neil sent them to you like last year.
What are you talking about?
Last week.
What
or
is
the
it?
week before.
What is it?
Rocky Mountain Sewer and Drain in the Springs.
Well, Mark, I put everything in my folder. Honest to goodness, let me
No.
look
We need
first.
a new spot for him.
Hold on. Oh, he didn't give me copy. Wait. I'm looking for
No,
an
he
email
gave you
here.
everything. Just look, Neil.
I'm looking for the email. I don't normally miss that shit. Let's see. New spot. Shit. Let's see. No. No, man. Hold on. I don't see it, Mark. Wait, radio ads, Rocky Mountain Sewer and Drain. Let's see. No. No. Wait. I don't know what. Mark, I don't have them, bro. I don't have any requests from him. Hold on. Smith, iHeartRadio Access. No, I did those. Okay.
It's not.
All.
Hold on.
I don't have anything from him at all. And I promise you, I looked.
Guys.
Time to use your outside voice.
I am just so sick and tired of these panty-waist liberals.
This is Denver's talk station.
I'm so pissed off.
630 KHOW.
Mark, I'm serious. Nothing. Not an all-mail nowhere.
Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Here to help you any way we can, and we're going to go right to the phones. We have a question from Oscar about trusts, and then we have a suggestion for Drew. Drew is just... He's been calling me for 30 years, maybe, and with all these problems and battles he goes over. Dan McKenzie's with us from the McKenzie Law Firm. He does trusts, wills, probate, estate planning. Oscar, what's your question for Dan?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
We moved here about a year and a half ago from Florida. And prior to moving, we had our trust updated for Florida purposes, for that word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything I have to do?
Now, these trusts were born, they were made in Florida?
No, originally in Michigan.
Okay. And then you moved here.
Moved to Florida, then we moved here.
And how old are those trusts? When was the last time they were revised?
Oh, max 2 years.
They were revised when you moved to Colorado?
Prior to, yes.
Prior to. So, Dan, do trusts have to be revised for state law, or can they be construed by another state if you prefer?
They can be construed, as we discussed earlier with those asset protection trusts. You can set up a trust anywhere, just like you can.
You don't have to live there.
You do not have to live there. You know, if you're here indefinitely, this is kind of your home now, I would recommend, you know, having it updated. I like for the documents to reflect reality, but a validly executed estate plan in another state probably will be honored in your state.
Do you have a will as well that that points to the trust, Oscar?
Yes.
Okay. And when is it a good time to take a look? Obviously, when life's circumstances change, what else? If you had to pick times, every 5 years, every 3 years, what do you think just to review?
That's when we start to see change. I mean, we tell our clients to look at it every year, but we typically see changes between about 3 and 5 years. And I would say a change in family from birth or death or from a marriage or divorce is kind of a, I mean, even if you did your plan 6 months ago, you should probably go back and revise it if one of those circumstances happens.
Do you have any specific questions, Oscar?
No, other than if there's any changes we have to make since we moved here.
Probably not, if it's been done in 2 years. But to review it, what is it, an hour to review something like that, or what?
Yeah, I mean, the issue is just that for attorneys, like when we review a plan, we potentially take on liability for that plan. So we got to look pretty hard. It's not just like quickly a quick glance and everything's good. You know, we got to ask about the assets and everything.
Right.
So,
okay.
yeah.
So it'll take, So it takes what it takes, basically.
Yeah.
Depending on how complicated it is.
Did you title your house here into the trust when you moved here?
No, well, we live in an apartment. We don't plan on buying.
Okay.
All right. 833-CO plans when he's not here. He's local, but that's a good number to remember. 833-CO plans. Dave's got a comment on insurance for Kia. Go ahead, Dave. What's your comment on Kia and Hyundai because of the theft issue? Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, hi, Tom.
Hey.
We own a Kia Sorento, and here recently we just got some from the Kia Corporation, and it's dealing with the theft situation that says they have it's an anti-software upgrade available on your vehicle at no cost, and takes basically about an hour or so. And if you own a Kia, you just need to get a hold of your dealer, and they'll set you up for that appointment.
Well, that's good, and they're doing it free.
Yes, free.
Is it like a recall, Dave?
Well, no, it's not a recall. They're calling it a customer satisfaction initiative.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Dave. That's good. All right, so something near and dear to my heart, the Anchor Center for Blind Children, and I want to explain this. They have a fundraiser that I'm going to be part of this, but what we're trying to do is let people know about it way ahead of time, because people get so busy that I'd like people to know about it ahead of time in order to plan for it. And, if you plan for it, it's going to be rewarding, and everyone has something near and dear to their hearts, and I hope it's near and dear to yours and your pocketbook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to just listen here really quickly. It's coming up September 9th. I want to talk to someone who's involved there from the beginning, Frances Owens. I won't go into a lot of detail, but she's former First Lady of Colorado. And Frances, did you help? Is this an old, established school? Did you help start it, or were you the director for many years? What is your position with Anchor Center?
Oh, my gosh.
No,
Can
it's
you hear
too.
me?
Yeah, you're not old enough for that to start it, right? When was it started?
It started quite a few years ago, 27 years ago, by a group of Delta Gammas that were very young at the time, and they actually would pick up the students and take them to a church basement where they would be helped with their vision issues. But over the years, it has grown exponentially, moved to Clayton campus, and then a beautiful facility was built in Stapleton. Central Park. I just can't get that out of my head. But I worked there for about 6 years as the community relations manager, and it is very near and dear to my heart because what it does, it services children that are blind, many who have other issues as well, and these are kids that are birthed through age 5. An Anchor Center works with them one-on-one, with their parents, with the grandparents. It's really a magical place, and I know that word is kind of overused.
No,
sometimes,
it is. And let me tell you why I love it so much.
Such an amazing place. You and Stephanie have been there, so you know.
Yeah, and here's what I love. Before this, when I talked to parents, I didn't realize when a doctor comes out and someone tells you, or you learn a little later, your child is either going blind or blind from birth or doesn't have sight, the first thing you think is, what the heck do I do now? What do you do?
Absolutely.
I mean, like, what do you do?
Absolutely.
There
are very few.
Go ahead, Frances.
Very few centers in the United States that help children with visual impairments, and that is so amazing about Anchor Center because we've had people literally move from around the U.S.
Yes.
to Denver simply for the services that Anchor offers. It's pretty exceptional.
What I love is the people I met who went there as little babies, little peanuts, we call them, till 5 years old, and they totally, it changed their entire life because those formative years are so important. Now, where do they go after Anchor Center?
Well, most of them will have to go into public schools. There are a few facilities that can help these kids, but Anchor absolutely gives them the foundation, but it is so important to help these parents. One of the best things that we do at this event, Sunset in the City, is there's a parent that will normally speak, and it is incredible. One of the examples I use is we had some parents speak. This was several years ago when we had our event at these gorgeous stables, gorgeous equestrian center, and it has a dirt floor.
Yeah.
And when the dad spoke, he has this amazing accent, but the only way I can describe it, with 500 people present, is you could hear a pin drop. There was not a sound. People were just so mesmerized by what he was saying and how he was able to explain what Anchor Center had done for their daughter and for their entire family, because we have a sibling program. Because a lot of times, if you think about, siblings, and how siblings do this, they say, oh, so-and-so gets more than I do, and you pay more attention to them and all that. We have an area where the siblings, we have teachers and volunteers that work with them to help them understand that they have a sibling that has visual impairments, and not that the parents are doing more for that child, but they are trying to do what they can because they have a disability that the other kids don't.
Now, what I'd like to do is is just get right to the point why we have you on, and I hope to have you on again. But you want to try to get as many tables sold and people there, and I'm challenging any of my sponsors and people, corporations, businesses, people listening to help out. As I said, not just because it's near and dear to me, but if you know the good it does, and to make these little children, to give them the right start to go into school, and that literally changes their lives, and better yet, parents have no idea where to go. So if this is the first time you're hearing about Anchor Center for Blind Children, please go ahead and tell people about it. And then this, by the way, this event is September 9th. Plenty of time to plan. No excuse. It's called Sunset 2023. September 9th. And what's the best way to tell them to get information to become part of it? Frances.
Well, first of all, just anchorcenter.org. That will give you everything.
Good.
The interesting thing about this event, and I don't know how much time I have, but I'll make it as brief as I can, is first of all, we are always looking for table hosts. The unique thing about this is that there's no other event like this in Colorado. For instance, my daughter and I are hosting, actually we'll probably have 2 tables that we're hosting. Tables can be from 8 to 14 people. You invite your guests to come. You can either pay for your guest or your guest can pay for their tickets, which is what I need to do because I can't pay for all my guests. But then we have the opportunity to decorate our table any way we like. It is so unique and so gorgeous. I mean, I wish I had time to print an entire book on all the table decor over the last 27 years because it is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, we've had any kind of decor you think of, we have had, from, florals to, fun events, Christmas, Halloween, you name it, we've had it. So anyway, that's the one way. If you host a table, it is so fun.
Right.
And then it's $175 a person. and the table hostesses get a discount, so their ticket would be 100. Then the second way would be our sponsorships. And our sponsorships, you know, if you look at it, it's a hosted bar, it's a catered dinner.
Sure.
They have marketing benefits that you can find online for their sponsorship, and it definitely gets their name out and, you know, to all of our guests.
And it's a great
those
cause,
two ways
Francis.
are-
It's a great cause.
Yeah.
Once you are
is.
familiar with this place, you will love it forever. So, anchorcenter.org. Here's what I want to tell you. I want to have you on again, but I want to ask people listening, if and even my YouTube morons, if you guys want to be part, I'm serious now. If you want to come and be part of it, and I will get as many tables as I can accommodate if people want to come and contribute to the cause. Let's do it. And you know where to contact me, help@troubleshooter.com if you want to be part of it. And then anchorcenter.org. Your final, I don't mean final words, but the final words this time, and then we'll have you back. I really want to get people to buy tables or to at least buy tickets. Anchorcenter.org. Anything else, Francis?
I mainly just want to thank you, Mr. Tom, and Stephanie Riggs for stepping up and being our chairs this year. It is, you will be blown away. I know you've been to Visions, but this event will blow your mind. It is, and actually on our website, for people that are interested in the decor part, there are photos, and then our sponsors, they actually get their tables decorated by these amazing volunteers that we have. So there's a way to work out whatever involved will get you involved.
Yeah, and Stephanie and I are thrilled to do it. We love it. I'm gonna drag people from my office there. Anchorcenter.org. Please make a note of it. September 9th. Anchorcenter.org for information, and save that date. More coming up.
It's Brian with Advanced Mud Jacking. 2023 is here. It's time to focus on our home.
Quicker than usual turnaround here, Tom. You got 10 seconds.
Okay.
Porches, patios, and those pesky trip hazards. Advanced Mudjacking has the solutions. 303-424-9441 or advancedmudjacking@yahoo.com.
Let's talk about O'Brien Legal Services. Now, that is a real estate law firm. They help you with real estate issues. And in fact, when it comes to estate planning, a lot of times, that we're talking to Dan McKenzie today, you know, real estate comes up a lot. And Brad O'Brien, they can do beneficiaries deeds and things like that. Here's the deal. If it's anything to do with real estate, a lease, commercial, residential, or complicated financing agreement, or just buying something and you want someone to review the closing docs, O'Brien Legal Services, olslaw.com, olslaw.com, 720-370-7388. So that's what I like. I like supporting...
Tom, he resent that.
What's that? I like supporting organizations where they're unique. There's like nowhere else to get the service. Like nowhere else. There's only a handful of centers around the country. I often, man, I'll tell you what. You want to talk about sainthood? Parents, when they have children with disabilities, those are the parents. And then there are parents taking foster kids on purpose with disabilities.
Yeah.
Those people, you wonder, my God.
Yeah, I know.
And then they do it over and over. Over and over.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. Is Mark there?
Hold on.
No big deal. Send me that. I need you to send me the spot or what you need or what Neil needs. I didn't find the email.
All right, what?
Send me... Do you have his email for the spot?
He just sent it to you again, he said.
All right. I promise you I didn't get it. What is
Do you see it, though? You have it now.
He just sent it again?
Yeah, he resent it to both of us.
All right, hold on. Okay, well, hold on. Mark, let me look at spam. He never went to spam before, but let me look here. Nope. Nope. It's not in spam, and I don't have it. So it might come, but it's not here now.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Just
I'll get it, and I'll do it right away.
God, Stephanie emailed Tom, or what am I saying here? Emailed Suzanne during that last segment.
About what?
A picture of me on the video screen. And my, if you see it, it's unbelievable.
Why did she do that?
It's just funny. She's like, is Mark okay? She was being serious. I look like I just lost a relative.
Well, hold on. Did Stephanie actually say that?
Yeah, she sent that to Suzanne. It's pretty funny.
Why did you look like...
to Tom.
Let's try with the rhythm.
Yeah.
Formulated with 0 sugar, 7 grams of BCAAs for muscle recovery and repair. Also, electrolytes to support hydration. 3 candy flavors, blue raspberry, cherry, and mystery. Extend airheads. Hydrate for the fun of it.
I was just going to be adamant about delete and block all day long.
Over the last year, Jack Whipple says he's been getting more spam text messages sent to his cell phone. They've come in a group chat and from individual numbers pretending it's someone that he knows.
Those are kind of insidious because it does really sound like...
What's going on?
It's coming from
I'm not...
a friend
Am
of
I
yours.
feeding a sound? Hold on.
Yeah,
I am. Sorry. I don't know where it came from. Oh, there it is.
God, I'm going... I thought...
Sorry.
All of a sudden, I was on a different station.
Are we on the air?
We can be if you want.
No, I meant...
God, no.
Are we back from our break?
No, not yet.
Okay.
We still got about 30 seconds.
Because I was afraid that went on the air. Okay, I got to watch myself. I hit the sound here, and then all of a sudden, there it is. Shut up, mister. Okay, there you go.
You know, it reminds me of...
Shut up.
I'm not going to say.
Okay, so... Yeah, whenever I start feeding...
Hey, Dan. Yeah. Did you get him to sign that power of attorney I sent over to you?
10 seconds, guys.
Your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Chris, sorry you had the long wait here. You want to give away a bed? Is that what you're doing? What a kind person.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Chris. What's happening?
Yeah. So I have a nice queen-size sleigh bed, you know, with the scrolled headboard and footboard, and it's really a nice frame. I was just going to give it to Goodwill. They're not taking any beds. ARC won't take any beds.
Really?
I'm not getting any hits.
Now, is it a wood frame, or is it steel or metal or what?
It's all wood.
It's all wood, and it's got the big sleigh-looking front and back, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's got this really groovy, rustic, like artwork, like countryside artwork on it. It's really groovy, but I'm not getting any hits on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. I'm getting, people that just ghost. And I just want to get rid of it. It's really nice, and I can't give it away. So
and it's a queen-size bed. Okay, well, we'll put the word out for that. I mean, now, it's just the frame with the side rails, right?
It's the frame with the side rails. There is a box support that goes under the mattress, and there's a mattress if they want it.
What? Yuck. Well, Mark,
yeah, exactly.
The box is good, though.
Nobody's going to want that.
The box support is good.
I wouldn't take a mattress. I wouldn't take a used mattress now. But the box you kind of need.
Yeah, the box support, and you have the slats that go across the mid-range and all that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, all that. I can send you a few pictures of it if you know anybody that wants it.
Yeah, send some pictures, and we'll put it up on, if we have time to put it on YouTube. But if someone wants it, how do you propose we do this, Chris? I don't want you to be inundated. How do you want to do it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'll tell you what. If someone wants it, a nice sleigh bed, if you send us a picture to Kelly, Kelly can always send pictures out. People can write to us, help@troubleshooter.com if they need it and want it. Have you tried Nextdoor, by the way, or Craigslist?
Tried Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like, I just get ghosted. Like, people seem super interested, and then they fall off the planet. And it's all disassembled and in my garage. You just got to come get it.
That's odd.
I'll send you pictures.
Yeah, send us pictures of that. And then, Chris, I'm guessing that you grew up around the same time I did because you used the word groovy.
Yeah.
Groovy,
He
man.
does not sound like he's from the 30s.
It's not the... Hey, write that down, Shannon.
Hey,
I'm going to...
whoa.
Man, Mark,
almost there.
Mark is just... Hey, I'm not from the 30s either. I'm not even from the 40s. Oh, I was
born in 68.
Oh, you were born late to use groovy. What the hell?
Yeah, well, I'm old school, man. I like the old stuff.
Okay.
But where do I send the pictures?
Okay, we're going to help. You can send them help@troubleshooter.com. That's the email address. help@troubleshooter.com. Hey, Jesse called 2 months ago, and I don't know what's going on today, Jesse. What's happening? Let me look up your old call. What's going on?
Pretty much nothing's going on, Tom. That's my problem.
Is this wait a minute. What car was this? A Telluride, did you say?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find your call. A Kia Telluride. The tranny went out at 500 miles. It was a new Kia. Well, wait a minute. It's a new Kia. You called in April. So warranty was going to replace it, right?
Yep. They still are.
You mean it's just sitting there?
Yeah.
I think it was back ordered.
2 months, no ETA on delivery.
See, what the hell do you do in a case like this? What do you do? Are they giving you a loaner?
Yeah, I have a loaner.
Well, how do you complain about that then? Come on, if you got a loaner, you're.
I guess I was trying not to 2 months ago, but I'm $56,000 into a car that I don't have.
Yeah, but you got a loaner, and this car is going to be preserved technically, but they're not they're not saying we're not going to do it. Do you think
No.
Okay, what year is this?
They're still saying they're going to do it. I'm just wondering if there's any recourse because
You know what? Before COVID, I would have said it's unconscionable. But everyone has this problem. Now, what year is yours? 2022, 21, or what? 20?
3.
Oh, it's a 2023. Wow. And what dealer are you dealing with?
Foundation, and a few people there are pretty good.
They're all good. They're all good. I mean, that's a pretty good group is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think their hands are tied as well. I guess my question to you was, when does the lemon law take effect? Do I have to have multiple incidents? Or
actually, no. Hold on. No. You're absolutely correct. What? Hold on. Here's the problem. It's a 2023. It's the first year of ownership or the warranty period, whichever is shortest. You're in that first year of ownership, right?
Yeah.
And you've lost your vehicle 30 days cumulatively. I think you can put in for the lemon law right now. You either have to get an attorney to do it or go through the Better Business Bureau. Again, the Better Business Bureau through their automotive, what the hell did they call that program? They're still doing the arbitration. It's a dinosaur organization, but they still do those they still are handling that. Start with the lemon law. Start a lemon law action. I would. Wouldn't you, Mark?
God, I would too, and it should cover it.
Okay, I think last time I talked to you it hadn't been long enough, but I think...
Yeah, well, shoot, 30 days. That's all you need, 30 days.
Okay.
Let us know what happens. If I were you, in some of these cases, getting an attorney would be better because the lemon law might pay for the attorney's fees.
It's kind of interesting how it's written, though. Listen to this. Reasonable number of attempts to repair a defect applies when the same defect remains after it has been subject to repair 4 or more times within the first year after the date of original delivery.
But Mark, that's not the part. There's 2 triggers to the lemon law. One is they can't fix a serious problem, which you're talking about. The other one is a cumulative loss of use. 2 triggers. And the one that he would be on is the cumulative.
It says it also applies to the vehicle is out of service for repairs for a cumulative total of 30 more business days.
Exactly, and that's what he
during
has.
the warranty term of 1 year after original delivery, whichever comes first.
And that's what he has. He has.
I would agree with you 100%.
Out for repairs more than 30 days. I don't see how they get around it.
And I'm browsing through it to see if there's anything on here about back-ordered parts. I don't see anything else that's relevant.
Now, here is what I want to talk about.
The phone number is right here to call, too, by the way.
What, is it
1-800.
What, Mark, is that, what number for an attorney?
It's the auto hotline for the BBB.
Oh, good. Give them the number.
800-955-5100. And then I'm going to give you one other one that's actually in this bill, the Colorado Attorney General Consumer Line.
We got to take a break, buddy.
222-4444.
Okay, and what I wanted to say about the lemon law, it's not automatic. It's what's called an affirmative assessment, basically.
Offense.
It's the legal definition you need. So it is a lemon per se, meaning if it fits the category, it's a lemon. You don't have to go any further to prove it. We have more coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
A fairly standard drive throughout the Denver metro for our early afternoon commuters. Some slowdowns into downtown. Of course, I-25 northbound seeing speeds in the 30s and 40s. Between Alameda and Colfax, just west of there, 6th Avenue eastbound. Regular congestion on the off-ramp to I-25 southbound. Slow traffic back from Federal. Heading to the northeast end of town to Commerce City, I-270 westbound. Still seeing some slow traffic approaching Vasquez. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies. We are seeing those clouds roll in from the west with a chance of isolated thunderstorms before the afternoon's end. High of 76 degrees, overnight low 53. The current temperature in Denver is 73 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
The Dell Technologies.
You're up next, buddy.
With savings on select PCs powered by the latest Intel Core processors. Plus, get deals on select accessories and free shipping on everything. Save now by calling 877-ASK-DELL.
How is it possible that my carpets came so clean and dried so quickly and feel and smell like new? Zero Res Denver I have to thank for that. They came to my house. I'm a real honest-to-God customer, and I had their special $33 a room area, and I love it. You need to find out more about Zero Res Denver. They use no soaps or emulsifiers, no chemicals, safe for kids, safe for pets. I just did it because there's no dirt attracting residue. Your carpets get clean fast, dry fast, stay clean longer. ZeroResDenver.com, the only company I have do my carpets, and that is for real. ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150. Hey, if you're looking for dependable, wonderful auto repair and maintenance, including electrical repairs, SheridanAutotech.com. Did you know that Sheridan Autotech can also do dealer service? You don't have to go to a dealer, even under warranty, unless, of course, the warranty is paying for it. But you can go and get your regular maintenance done by SheridanAutotech.com. Uncle Kevin and his team will treat you like family. 303-455-7242. 303-455-7242. God, these lines have been...
Yeah. I think last time it was, we didn't have it.
Some days, okay, there was a time when it was never not full. Never, ever, ever. then, of course, about 3, 4 years ago, people was, fragmented audiences, social media, everything, right? So all media has gone down a bit, all media, because it's spread out.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be radio, TV, local, right?
Right.
So then I had people.
Did you see that picture she texted you?
So I just built a studio in there for recording in this room.
Okay.
I had it all with the A cards and everything, the phone. My son wanted to start doing music and production.
No.
So we're just building it out. It's almost completed, but I got to wire it with him tomorrow. But it's really cool, and I'll do my commercials in there. I was doing my commercials out here. This is not the greatest acoustics. This thing has a processor in it though that takes out room noise.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing. Nowadays you can artificially have a recording studio because everything's digital, right? So it takes the digital part out. It's not a studio.
Right.
Any echoes. I mean, you can actually make it sound like any room you want. You can dial in a room. You can dial in a concert hall. You can dial in a studio. You can dial in a really. It's amazing what digital does.
What does your son do? Does he play an instrument?
He's 16. He plays guitar. I tried to teach him drums. He has a bit of rhythm, but he loves the electronic production. He loves doing his voices and overtracking and overdubbing and making songs.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But it's not what he's taking to school. Although he's in high school still, but he wants to go to school for business. But he loves music production. Do you have kids?
4 of them.
Oh, 4. What
Yeah.
are the ages?
20, 16, 12, and 10.
I got started late. My oldest is 18, and my son's 16.
Okay.
I just got started way late. Which I notice every now and then.
Al Pacino and Robert De Niro both just had kids. Can you imagine? 79. In 97 at his graduation.
All right, 15 seconds, guys.
Want the pure legal analysis? What is the legal breakdown of all this? Listen to our podcast, Legal Anatomy of Current Events. We teach you Legal Anatomy of Current Events on your favorite platform.
Hi. Tom Martino, Renew Home Innovations, the most beautiful showers on earth. Man, I'll tell you what, they take out that old ugly shub. That's what I call it, that shower tub combo with, the one you step over with those old doors or curtains. They can make one without doors, without thresholds, perimeter drains, seats, grab bars, soap dishes, any way you want it, custom. They do it in 2 or 3 days. You have 72 months to pay. No interest. It's incredible. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Let's go to the phones now. Quickly here, I want to take this one for our attorney, Dan McKenzie here. Tracy, you have a question on trust. Go ahead, Tracy.
Yeah, Tom. Hey, quick background. My grandmother has a trust. I'm the trustee of it. It's 2 parts. She has some cash, money, and stocks, and then she has farmland. How it's written is during my mom's lifetime, she gets the income off of everything. And then after she passes away, that it's divided between the 5 grandchildren. The question is, everybody's getting a lot older than I think my grandmother thought they would. This thing's 30 years old, and my mother just passed away. And the cousins are asking, can this thing be broken because they're in their 70s now and go ahead and sell that farmland?
Well, hold on. Who is in their 70s right now?
The grandchildren.
And the mom is still alive?
She just passed.
Okay, so there's no well, okay, then you're answering your own question. If she just passed, it's going to be distributed right now, right?
Well, the land, the money gets distributed, but the farmland, it says it's to wait 5 years before it's sold and distributed.
Why? I wonder why 5 years from your mother's death.
I asked her that at the time, and she actually had in there for people. The two people have first right of refusal to have bought the land, and she wanted to give them time to get things together if they did want to buy the land.
Are those people still around?
One has passed away. The other one's still around, but she's not interested in buying the land now.
Well, Dan, wouldn't that be? Can you break a trust like that?
It's possible. There's something called a private agreement that
if all the beneficiaries,
like all the parties, right? So we probably have to get some agreement from that person who has the right of refusal. There's also something called decanting, where you can move assets from an irrevocable trust into another trust. There's restrictions on both of those, so you would want to definitely work with an attorney on that. But
it can be done.
It can be
like
done.
If all beneficiaries and all people affected by the trust all agree, hey, we don't care if this is done or not,
right.
It would be logical that you wouldn't have to do it, right?
Yes.
Does that make sense, sir?
Yes, that sounds great. I appreciate it.
And Mackenzie, by the way, 833-CO plans. He can do something like that. Appreciate the call. Okay, now, who do we have here that's been waiting? I want to take people. Ben, what is your roof issue? Ben?
Okay, Tom, I have a house. It's kind of a large house in Wheat Ridge, flat roof house. And we've had, like with all the recent rain, a couple small leaks coming into the inside. So we had XL come out. They don't want to do a repair. They'd rather do a complete replacement.
Yeah, because of the nature of that roof.
They don't want to be caught in like this,
exactly.
coming out in another year having to repair their
exactly.
So, yeah, but what I don't understand is it's kind of tiered. So I'd like to replace the two areas of the roof that are leaking because they're not like really on the main part of the roof.
Well, if they're actually separate roofs, they can do a complete separate. Did you talk to them about doing that?
Yeah, they came out and then they just called me today and said, we're not going to write the bid because we don't want to do it.
Okay. Well, you know what? And that is what I would expect from Excel to say, to honestly tell you straight up, hey, if you break it up into 3 sections, we only do 2 of those sections or 1 of those sections, it's not worth it for us to mobilize to do that. We can't charge you enough to justify it.
Sure.
I mean, there might be smaller. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I'd rather they be honest up front. But there might be a smaller roofer that'll do that, or better yet, roofers that literally specialize in flat roofing.
Well, that's what I'm looking for. Like, I've been on your referral list, and obviously that's where I got Excel. But I've sent some, you fill out your little questionnaire and email it in, and then they just don't reply. So,
hold on, Mark. Do we have any specific flat roof people? I can't recall, but geez, let me think here. We must have.
Do you know? Like, do you have anybody that is on your referral list because I'm not against climbing up there and rolling out, there's a lot of products on the market that you could, like.
You know what? Have you called Johnson Construction?
Johnson? No, I haven't. I'll give him a call.
Well, call him. Talk to Chase. I'm not saying he'll do it, but he might have a recommendation. And by the way, did Excel have a recommendation for you?
No, the gentleman that came out said that he knew a couple other people but couldn't recall the name of the company they worked with. He's going to get back with me perhaps with that, so I'm kind of waiting on that.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, call Johnson. Here's the number. Hold on, let me get that number. Damn it, it should be right here on the... Oh, here it is. 303-719-7663.
Okay, I'll give them a shot.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think K&H Home Solutions does that. I don't think so, but you might want to give them a call. They might know someone who...
I think I might have sent them one of the little email things off of the, online and not kind of response.
See, unfortunately, when people are slammed with roofing and stuff, they should get
Yeah.
back just to say we're not going to do it. I'm glad at least Excel said that. Did they come out and actually look at it at Excel?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did yesterday. I mean, so I'm happy with that responsiveness, but you know, I was pretty clear on my request when I called them what I was dealing with, and I kind of wish they would have said something at that point, because now I'm like another 2 or 3 weeks out.
By the way, I wouldn't recommend repairing it, and I'll tell you why. You're not going to get the results you want on flat roofs. I mean, they can be repaired, but a lot of times the apparent place you think repairs are needed, they're not, and they're elsewhere. And once it starts going, what I would do is just at least do a section like you said. All right, 303.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm chasing. It like it could be from the chimney, could be from the skylight, could be from a seam somewhere else.
Got
and
it.
It just kind of communicates to a different place.
All right. Thank you for calling. Let me know what Johnson says. We have more coming right up. Damn, I can't believe we're right up against the clock. I have a ton of...
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
I blame Mark.
Tell him to call back
Throughout the Denver metro for our early afternoon commuters, some slowdowns into downtown. Of course, I-25 northbound seeing speeds in the 30s and 40s. Between Alameda and Colfax, just west of there, 6th Avenue eastbound. Regular congestion on the off-ramp to I-25 southbound. Slow traffic back from Federal. Heading to the northeast end of town to Commerce City, I-270 westbound. Still seeing some slow traffic approaching Vasquez. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies. We are seeing those clouds roll in from the west with a chance of isolated thunderstorms before the afternoon's end. High of 76 degrees, overnight low 53. The current temperature in Denver is 73 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
At Lowe's, we're bringing pros more ways to save.
10 seconds time. You're coming up.
Giant A-frame 6-foot stepladder for an everyday low price of $129.98. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See sales associate for details, excluding Alaska, Hawaii.
You know, you just heard me refer to K&H Home Solutions, one of the oldest home improvement companies in all of Colorado for siding, windows, doors, roofing, everything on the outside of the house, and it's a company you can depend on. I depended on them like 40 years ago. I knew the original owner. They've been around 65 years. I've known them for 40. I've known all three owners, including the current owner, Lee. This is a company that I know and trust, and I highly recommend, K&H Home Solutions. They can be found at khwindows.com. They're having 15% off roofing, and they have maintenance-free siding, windows, and doors, 303-421-7100. Hey, window coverings come in all shapes and sizes, all technology levels, all different measurements, and one company can do it all from beginning to end, including measuring and estimating for free, a design consultant to help you pick the right stuff, and in-house installation teams made in the shade. Made in the shade. That's right. The name implies it's easy, and it is when you use Made in the Shade. 720-458-6566, 720-458-6566.
Looks like coming back, Tom, will have about 30 seconds, maybe 40.
Okay.
I
Hey,
blame Mark.
Kachina, get him on tomorrow.
Yep, she's already working on it.
I'll finish up with Dan here.
Hello? I was just finishing up the show. Or I can try you in like 10 minutes. I mean, I'm the only one here today, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, because then I'll be on my way to Rhonda. I try and schedule her on Tuesdays after the show because it's so convenient. It's 5 minutes from here. Yeah. She has a new number. Maybe you have it. Well, our cell phone stayed the same. I mean, I'll ask her. I don't even know if she has a phone in her studio anymore. I text her. Right. Well, so let me call you in 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. Bye.
That one's done. Hey, Mark. Mark?
Yeah.
So did Stephanie insult you?
No. Did you see that picture?
No. Did you send
Look
it to me?
at the picture.
Oh.
Suzanne, I think, forwarded it.
Okay.
Or texted it.
That's funny.
Do you see it?
No, I'm going to look right now.
Yeah, I look just like I felt.
Oh, okay. I see it. She said, "Is Rock all right?" That's funny.
So, you'll never guess who I was talking to. I'm not going to say the name, but I'll just say sales rep.
Your favorite.
Oh, my God. My head wants to explode.
See, Mark, you got a reputation, though, for chewing them up and spitting them out.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, well.
I don't give a shit.
Mark, Kel would like to know if she needs to stop the video.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Did you see my post?
No, what was it?
Oh, no, my video. I'm not going to tell you. You got to look at it. I don't even know how to find my own post. That's my problem. I don't.
All right, 15 seconds, guys.
It's so bad.
Michael Brown, mornings 6 to 10.
This is the insanity of the left.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW. Online at khow.com.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Okay. Dan McKenzie, when you're not here, I'm going to tell people where they can reach you. 833-CO-PLANS. 833-CO-PLANS. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And remember, folks, you can go to referralist.com for more experts, for help on anything you need. Referralist.com. You can always call 303-MARTINO and leave a message. We'll get back to you.
Follow Tom Martino.
I'll see you guys.
Real Tom Martino. And stay connected.
Okay, disconnecting. Okay, so I posted this like almost 3 times because I just didn't. It's weird because it didn't see it was posted. So anyway, I don't know how to. I'm not. Are you good at social shit?
I think so.
Good at it. I know how to create content, but all the mechanics of this bullshit doesn't get to me. I have work to do, sir. So was